The fools of today know nothing of the mysteries of the past. They walk down streets built upon the bones of fallen empires that gave them their technology, their magic, the very blood that courses through their veins. Great empires once ruled all around. The first occurred when man was just a scavenger. They were the Salus, snake men as the ignorant call them today. Their magic was strong, but dark, and connected to the foul outer gods. This connection would be their downfall as the outer gods charge a steep price for their knowledge. In the end, their dealings brought a cataclysm down upon Ura that nearly destroyed all life. What remained clawed slowly out of the devastation and began to rebuild. As they did, they found the remnants of the Salus. They discovered their cities, science and magic, even some of their experiments. They took the magic as their own, swearing not to abuse it as the reptilians had, as if they could resist the allure of its power. They might have sworn off worship to the outer gods, but they were playing with the same fire. They called this the Age of Wonder, and the imbeciles still look back upon it with their stories of fables and romance. True, there was more magic, science, and prosperity then, probably more than at any other time before or since. But they were as ignorant as the fools today. Their meddling led to the weakening of the weave between the worlds, and through this weakened weave, the Celestians were able to emerge. The Gilded Ones, with their beauty and perfection, soon took control of everything, and then began fighting amongst themselves and using man as their pawns. Eventually, those who fought against them closed the hole between the worlds, cutting them off from the power that made them godlike. Overnight, they went from being gods to merely powerful mortals. Mortals that could be killed. The last of the most recent follies from man was the unenlightened glory of Rosar. The greatest of man's empires, it stretched farther and more significant than any man's nations throughout history. The fools of Rosar believed themselves superior to all, and they pushed against all other races. They thought if they could force them into the worst corners of the world, or even exterminate them, they would have harmony and a perfect world. Little did the Dullards realize that man is his own worst enemy, and the Empire crumbles before even 1,000 years have passed. Now Ura is a fractured land divided up between rival nations, dark magic, and the worshipping of foul gods is once more on the rise as the lessons of the past have all been forgotten. Now these fools will bring down the same calamities as their ancestors. And my fellows and I will watch and laugh. Oh, how we'll laugh.
You got to turn on that audio so people can hear you. Hello, everybody. How you doing? I'm working on putting the. We had a last minute. It took everybody out of their places here, so I have to readjust the videos.
Way too close.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. Let me get this stuff situated. So, how is everybody?
Oh, I'm doing lovely.
Okay. Go, continue. This is called filling dead space. so
I'm gonna grab my guitar. I can vamp for a few minutes, do a couple sets.
Couple of
already
sad
getting
songs.
into character.
There you go. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Well, go ahead, man. Knock it out. Well, here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and we're going to introduce all of you fine people to start off with, and then we'll just go that route. So since Phoenix has his picture already up and in place, we shall begin with you. So go ahead, sir. Why don't you introduce yourself and who you shall be playing this fine evening?
All right. Hey, guys. I'm Dylan Trahan. I'm going to be playing Phoenix tonight. I'm a bit of a brawler. Try to take a twist on the Bard archetype, but without the charisma. So I'm looking forward to introducing you to Phoenix.
Yay. Excellent. I guess that means Grace, you're next. Go ahead and tell everybody who you are and who you will be playing.
I'm Grace. I'm going to be playing Ari Shade. She is a little bit of a bitch and gets what she wants for the most part. She is a magic user who...
A sorceress.
Well, I suppose, yeah, a sorceress of sorts. She should be hiding her powers a little more than she is, but she feels like this is a good group and she can show her true self when she's around these guys.
Gotcha. Did we lose? That's what it is. We lost Jonathan.
Temporarily. He's working on his computer issues.
Oh, he's got computer issues. Okay, well
he's coming back in. I just saw it. He
okay, well
hailed us on Discord.
That explains why everything just went to shit as far as my video goes. Here I am thinking that everybody was here and ready to rock and roll. Okay, well that explains it. So we'll go ahead and we'll be taking care of that. But in the meantime, we've got Uncle Tony there. Hey man, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody?
I'm Tony, Uncle Tony, or Stupid Tony on Twitter. Stupid with 2 O's, Tony with 1, because that's the correct way to spell it. And I'm playing Joplin Mayfair, a charlatan faith healer who's trying to put his tricks of the trade to better use. Being a good guy. Mostly.
Of course. But of course. I see. All right. Well, all right. So what we're going to do is, while I'm messing with this here video, the next thing up would be is we would go into a recap. Let me tell everybody as far as what's been going on. We've been playing quite a few session zeros, getting things set up and ready for the game itself, and basically. Hold on a second, go to that. So there's been quite a bit that's happened actually before you're going to even be introduced to everything. So why don't you guys go ahead and start off and just get everybody up to date on the recap as far as what's happened up to now in the game.
Who wants to start?
You guys could roll if you want.
I think I just took a hot seat by talking first, so why don't I start?
Yeah.
So we have been summoned by the Arcanus, sort of guild of magic here in Lycena. Is that the
you got it? Look at
pronunciation?
You. See, there will be. You didn't know that there was going to be a test at the end of this.
Yeah, there's a quiz.
There you go.
We'll be quizzing you all in the chat too, so stick around. You don't want to miss out, otherwise you will flunk. We were summoned by the Arcanus as initiates to join the order, and how
are you guys? How were you guys summoned to do that?
I received a letter that I was not expecting. I did not apply. Right. I think most of us were not expecting it. No. Ari, were you?
No, I wasn't.
You were unawares?
Correct. I think Brian was probably the only one who actually...
I don't think Brian was. I think you guys are confusing it with Rylan.
All right.
Rylan's family, Rylan is an NPC. Rylan was the only one that had connections, and his family had previously been had members of the within the Arcanus. So.
Oh, we're just looking at the Twitch now. By the way, Will, I think I'm cropped a little bit out of the. Oh, probably because I don't have Jonathan.
Exactly.
who I just saw pop and roll 20 here, so he should be back any second.
Yeah. The videos are all kind of jacked up right now, and they're going to remain jacked up until I get my my fifth person, so that I can actually put the overlays in properly. That's why everything went to hell when he went off. If I'd have realized that's my fault. If I'd have realized, I would have just gone to a different setting on there instead of completely messing everything up even worse than I had. But so continue. So you guys had up to that point not really, nobody had knew that these things were coming.
Yeah, no, I certainly didn't. And well, what do we do from there, Tony?
Well, at the Arcanus, we got to know each other a little bit, and then we were tasked with delivering a letter. And you'd think that'd be easy. You'd think it would be well within our capabilities. Turns out, no. Cinda Agrita is who the letter is meant for. We found out an archaeologist. We also found out she's a wanted criminal. We probably shouldn't have asked the guards then about her.
No.
So after the guards.
So well, hold on. You're jumping over a bunch of different stuff there. So what happened is that you guys
we don't have to relive this.
No, yeah, you do have to relive this. You would. So everybody met at the. There he is. Okay.
He's out in the woods now.
Yeah, you met it in the. At the Arcanus, you were given. Does anybody remember the individual who is essentially like your mentor there?
Ogret.
Ogret, correct.
Ogret.
Good job.
Jasmine's dad.
That's right. He looks just like Jasmine's dad from what? Well, I guess we probably shouldn't say that.
Right.
Yeah, you can say it. It doesn't really matter. So, yes. So, basically, that's he gave you a letter, told you to go and find this person, and you guys started by going and going about the town, trying to find out where she was and things along these lines. And then you went down to the docks, right? Isn't that the first place that you went?
That's not the first place we went.
Where was the first place you went?
We went down to the brothel.
The Empress.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, the Empress.
It's a very nice place. Wonderful one.
My home, in fact.
Yes. That's where Phoenix lives and was raised at the brothel. Okay. And the good thing about this is I should only have to fix the first page because I didn't mess with the second page at all when Jonathan dropped out. So we should be good here in 2 seconds. Continue. Keep going.
Where were we? We got into some.
Well, we thought it would be a good idea that the city guards would certainly know someone, especially if she was worked down at the docks or associated with travelers and other archaeologists and stuff. But
which is sound. That's really sound.
Well,
and
we thought so.
And it probably would have worked, but what you guys didn't realize is that there we go. We're all groovied and set up. What you didn't realize is that she was a wanted individual, and you walked into the guards saying, "Hey, we're looking for this lady, and we've got a letter for her, Agrita, and Sindra Agrita," and they said, "Oh, you do? Well, she just happens to be wanted."
Now, they had no cause to be as aggressive with us as they were.
Of course not. I not at all. I mean, you guys just started like going off and running away, and I think Rylan just decided he was going to go.
Not all of us.
And then afterwards, I'm just double checking my other video page. Yeah, we're good to go. All right, cool.
Oh, someone's saying me and Tony are swapped. I've got the chat up on my phone here.
Oh, you guys are. Well, I thought I had it. It just looked so pretty. I was good. But keep going. So you went and you messed around with the guards, and then you after a fist fight, you guys were able to get everything smoothed over. Correct? Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, after Brian came in and saved the day to an extent, talked us all down.
And then what happened after you were there and that went down? What was next?
I mean, the captain was completely unhelpful for us, so I headed back to the brothel to talk to, oh gosh, what was her name?
Maltari.
Sierra.
Oh, Sierra, right.
Yeah.
Sierra and Maltari had to give you permission.
Yes. Yes. Very much so.
Who Sierra was also a bitch and wanted 10 silver for who knows what she'll come up with.
Okay, there it is. I've got it. There. Everybody right? Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
fixed now.
I think so. Everybody on that one's in the right spot. Well, nope. Those guys are in the wrong spot too. So keep going. So what happened after that?
Well, she will get back to us in the morning,
Mhm,
though it's
mhm.
not yet morning.
Yeah. We took a detour.
So
Again,
We took 2 detours, actually, I suppose.
Sound reasoning every time. We are certainly thinkers.
Is that what we're gonna go with?
Yeah. Thinkers, that's right. With my incredibly high smarts of 4.
Yeah, I can tell by the way you just said that. My incredibly high smarts. Okay, everybody is in the right spots. Everything is set up there. Okay, so yeah, let me go ahead and hold on. I'm getting some. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, cool. All right, hey, hi everyone, and I'm completely sorry for that little snafu. If it makes anybody feel better, it's all Jonathan's fault. So, but aside from that, Jonathan is a very nice individual. You'll love him immensely. I assure you. So, okay. So, again, hello. Welcome to Tales of a Savage Land. This is a live stream using the Savage Worlds Adventures. I think Suede, Savage World Adventure Edition. And we are going to completely jack up and mess up all of the rules. So if there's anybody in chat, which there seems to be a couple of people, and yes, Adam, who is normally my producer on just about everything else I do because I'm pretty incompetent, he did put in chat, "This is why you need me," and I was like, "I need you for more reasons than that, baby." But
Baby, come back.
Hey. There you go. Keep it up. So, what we have is, like I said, we're using the Savage World Adventures rule set for this. I'm trying it out new. I went down to. I was looking for a gritty rule set that would be able to handle a game that I had envisioned of a more modernized version of the Hyborian world, which this is the world in which it takes place in is patterned after, but it is not the same world. So the names aren't the same, but if certain things seem familiar, they probably are. You're probably understanding where it comes from. This takes place in a world that has more of a Renaissance level of technology, but there's no gunpowder. Because I know that was going to be the first thing anybody would ask, where's the guns? So there you go. That's the answer. So we've been playing for a little bit already, doing some session zeros and getting some things under our belt, letting the players get to know each other and get together. And so as we had gone over, essentially what happened is that everybody received letters. And Brian's letter came out of the blue, too. He wasn't expecting it, correct? Okay, yeah. So Rylan, which is an NPC, was the only one. So, but they had all received these letters of invitation to be initiates into the Arcana. the Arcanus, I'm sorry. And what the Arcanus is in the city of Lycena, which is basically the most major metropolitan city in this world. It is like a New York City in a fantasy sense. It is a melting pot. There is just about every nationality and race that you can find is in this city.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, pretty much.
I like cities.
Oh.
If you like cities, I'll give you that. If you like cities. So, and it's located, the city is called Lycena, and it is on an island that is called Zada in the Mavi Sea. And essentially, the Mavi Sea is this great big inner sea that splits up the continent of Ura from west and east. So that's the location. Now you know the location. But essentially, the Arcanus is one of the not founding, but one of the major guilds that run this city of Lycena. They deal with all things, well, magical. And magic is not an everyday occurrence. This is not your Father's Forgotten Realms or different other Dungeons and Dragons type of location. This is a more of a low magic type of world. And the Arcanus, while they deal with magic, they hire all kinds of people, and generally if you go to work for the Arcanus, there's a reason for it. They tend to keep their eye on people. And that's what happened to the players. They all received these letters. They went to an indoctrination, which was just a bunch of people met in the, what would they call it, the plaza at the Arcanus Citadel. And they were divided up into groups of 5. And the 5 with the player characters, and then one NPC by the name of Rylan. They were giving a very simple task. I'm sorry, what was that, Tony?
I was just going to say, we're going to kill him soon enough, right?
I hope so.
Hey, if it turns that way, I guess it could happen. You know, I'm not
Whenever
going to tell
the
you
DM
how.
controls an NPC, we're going to find a way to kill it.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you guys how to play. I mean, far be it from me, right?
He did say it was pretty gritty, right?
It is pretty gritty. Yeah.
Merciless place.
I think we should be making some promises right off the top of the show to keep people interested. So now everybody's going to want to know, when is he going to die?
First episode TPK is what
Exactly.
I'm saying.
Maybe not TPK.
So basically, they got this introduction. They were put into a sweat lodge. Apparently, that's what I always envision it as, a small room to get to know each other. Orgrit is he's a high-ranking member of the Arcanus. Talked to him, told him, hey, you have basically there's going to be some tests to see if whether or not you're cut out to be Arcanus, and he gave them a very simple task of delivering a letter, which what they were talking about.
He's a lying son of a bitch is what he is.
All he said was delivered a letter. You guys just took it into your own account that it was going to be easy. It's like, oh, a letter, not a problem. We got this. We'll go and deliver it. It'll all be good. So the you take the letter and you go about looking for this person, because he didn't tell you where she was at. He just said, go find her. That's part of the test, right? So you guys, Phoenix had a brilliant idea. Hey, he works at a brothel. That's where he grew up. He's like, lots of people come to the brothel. Maybe somebody there knows this Syndra Agrita lady. And he went down to talk to them. They were told that there was a lady there, Syrah, who's one of the ladies that works there, has a customer that works for the Tradewind Messenger Service, which is...
Thought it was Wayfarer.
No, you're thinking of...
It's not the Wayfarer Messenger Service?
Tradewind.
I'm making wrong notes.
That's all right. I'm used to it. And we're only a little into doing his campaign. It's okay, Tony. I'm good with it.
How dare you, Tony?
Right?
Hey,
I guess the Wayfarer does sound pretty cool, though, doesn't it?
Okay. No.
So you got you went down there. Syrah was going to be on work. She's got this guy works for the Tradewind Messenger Service. Now the thing about the Tradewind Messenger Service, not many people know this, but Phoenix knew this because he kind of deals with some of these people, and the Tradewind Messenger Service is the front for what? Don't all shout it out at once.
I don't think we should say it at
No.
all, really.
The Black Hand.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought we weren't going to say it.
Yeah.
All right. I told you
Now
there's
they're
a
after-
quiz on
now
this,
they're after
guys.
us.
Okay, so basically, it's a front for the Black Hand, and the Black Hand is a criminal organization, aka Think the Mob. Okay, and so they were going to find out about that. They didn't want to wait around for Sierra, so they just said, "Hey, when she comes on to work later, and we'll get to talk to her then. But until then, let's go down to the docks and see if we can find her." Somebody had a good idea, and this was legitimately a good idea. You're like, let's ask the guys who are the sentries, or AKA the guard of the city. Let's go to one of their little substations, and we'll ask a captain of the guard of these guys. Maybe they know where she is or who she is or something like that. And they go in, they ask, and when they drop her name, the watch captain becomes extremely interested, takes him into a room, and demands to see this letter, which they said that they had a letter to deliver to her, demands to see it. They find out that she's a wanted criminal. And after a botched attempt to escape and just run away and not let them read the letter, they were forced to allow the sentries and the guard to read the letter, which said what? Does anybody remember that?
like a love letter or
It
something.
wasn't even that. It was just
No. Yeah.
come to the Arcanus.
Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah.
says we're best friends. You're such a dear friend of mine.
It said,
Come.
To
we're
my
friends."
dearest,
That's it.
yes, to my dearest friend. He was just being polite, but they could go way back. You never know. So after they saw that, they're like, well, screw it. And since there was no incriminating evidence, and they were initiates of the Arcanus, they were let go by the guard, and they went back. They talked. They had to wait until the next morning after talking with Sierra, the prostitute. They would have to wait till the next morning before she would be able to give them any information. They left with the bright idea, hey, this lady's an archaeologist. They had found that out. Why don't we go to where?
The Guild of Antiquities.
There it is. There's the notes. So they went to the Guild of Antiquities, and along the way, they found, they came across some of these urchin children that were drawing a picture of some graffiti on the wall, which was of...
Ekitar.
Ekitar. You got it. Ekitar. And Ekitar is essentially the mythical figure of Robin Hood in the city. And it's essentially it's a bunch of kids. It's a gang of kids. Think of Oliver Twist or whatever that kid was out of that book.
Yeah.
And so they tried to see if they could get some information from them, and the kid told them, sure, I can give you some information if you give me some silver. And he told me to meet you by the Broken Fish Fountain the next day. You guys
Now, he wanted a little more than silver.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. He wanted a kiss too from Ari, but
He
he's a
kind
10-year-old
of
kid.
waffled on that. He was like, "But just give me the money."
Yeah.
I'm guessing if it was a choice between the money and the kiss, that boy might surprise you.
That's true. But she was dead fast. She wasn't going to do it. She said no, which is understandable. It's a 10-year-old kid, for crying out loud. So they go to the Guild of Antiquities, and at the Guild of Antiquities, they found out that about from Salbis, who is the curator there. They're very concerned about Syndra, because she's not like this. She's considered, she's like a female version of Indiana Jones set in the Renaissance era. And he gave her Salbis, the curator at the Guild of Antiquities, gave him an address down at the docks where she lived, and that's where they went. You guys went to her address, and at her address, they broke into her house like all good concerned citizens would do. And then in her house, though, what did you guys find?
A big guy
A big pirate.
A very big pirate. An
who we assume,
extremely
based on
large
his
pirate.
dress, was a member of the Azure Brotherhood.
Correct.
And which I was thinking about it as we left too. if you recall, I gave this man my name, my like whole name, and then we didn't kill him.
Which man?
Yet.
The extremely big man?
The big blue pirate who's
Yes.
eventually going to wake up.
Oh,
and know
wait.
exactly who did this to
That's
him.
where we're going to pick up. Now that I've info dropped a ton onto you people in the first episode to just bore the hell out of you before we even get started. So, okay, so there it is. So they ran into this guy that was there. Now the Azure Brotherhood is a bunch of pirates, okay, and they're notorious on the Mavi in the Mavi Sea, and they work and operate out of Lycena as well. And supposedly, what it is that Syndra is wanted because she's been stealing from the Azure Brotherhood. And Salbus even told you that he didn't think that sounded right. There's no way. And it's like, so this huge guy, he was like what? He was 8 foot tall. He was just a big slab of beef. And you guys fought him for a while. Pounding. The four of you just pounding on him. And
now wait, there were 3 of us pounding on him, and then one guy who came in with a final blow.
That was Ari who did that, right?
That was Brian.
That was Brian who came in.
It was. It was Brian.
I'm a frail baby,
yes.
such a.
So what happens, and where we're picking up right now is it is nighttime. You guys are in her apartment, which has been totally tossed. This pirate was sitting on her bed in her bedroom with the lights on, eating apples when you guys came in. And after beating on him for a while, and then Brian came rushing to the rescue and just gave a haymaker that knocked the guy out cold. He fell back like a felled tree and smashed into the bed and is now laying on the bed sprawled. And that's where we're picking up right there. And thank you for letting me blumble through that, everyone. Okay, so what are you guys doing? You're there. He's knocked out.
Oh, first of all, Brian, holy shit, man, you can punch.
Good on you.
I don't see how you do it. It's the whole. That's not my. Yeah.
That was a hell of a knockout blow, kid. I've been wailing on that guy for a while.
Well, you softened him up, I'm sure, and you as well, Joplin.
No doubt. Phoenix would be super impressed because he's a bare knuckle brawler.
Yeah.
And he was pounding on this guy to no end. And in comes Brian and just lays him out. Oh,
Guy
yeah.
swatted me away like a fly.
Yeah. So what's Ari and Joplin doing right now then?
I'm gonna go ahead and go up, see if I can see anything in his pockets.
Okay, so you're gonna rifle through his pockets.
Yeah.
He's got a small purse on him. He has basically like a little black book with a bunch of like I guess there's no numbers. They're addresses. I don't know.
There's a lot of 7-digit sequences in here.
Yeah, it's like codes. So
Place it.
yeah, so he really doesn't have anything besides that coin purse on him. He had a small knife that was with him that was, well, to you guys it would be a dagger. To him it was just a small knife that he was using to peel apples. And that's about it. And he is out cold on the bed.
I mean, I suppose we could try to look through the apartment, but it looks like it's been tossed and if they left
Thoroughly.
this guy behind. Yeah, they don't know anything more than we do.
Yep.
Just based on the amount of beating that guy took without blinking, maybe we should bind him, tie him up, just in case he wakes up.
Do we have any rope? I mean, we can tie him in the sheet, but
I was
I
thinking
do.
just leave. I think
Yeah.
let's get out of here while he's out.
I mean, he was waiting here for something. And we could wait until he wakes up, tied up, and ask him a few questions.
Well, are we going to have to fight him again? Because that was rough with just hands.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe we should just go. I mean, he doesn't seem like the smartest tool in the shed. Is that how that saying goes?
We got 2 other really good leads for tomorrow morning and tomorrow at noon. So let's look forward to those.
Okay, so you guys gonna just you're gonna head on out? Is that the general consensus?
I mean, on my way out, I'd probably just cast an eye around this room and see if there's anything that he missed.
Okay, so as you guys start making your way out of the bedroom, and you're all kind of just like you're moving slowly because you're just looking around, going, well, like the guy on the bed starts to smoke. A fine
Phoenix?
purplish type of mist starts to like come up off of his body. As you watch, the purple mist starts to become thicker, like almost a smoke. And his skin starts like it's growing bubbles. Like a wart or something like that. And it starts like up here on his chest, and it's small, maybe about the size of a pea, and it grows into about the size of a grape, and then a quarter, and then it pops, and pus comes flying out onto his body and onto the bed, and more of these start to rise up on his skin and on his face.
I'm backing the fuck out of the room.
And they start popping.
Let's maybe close the door too behind us.
So you guys are just going to leave and close the door?
I'm going to keep looking, but I'm going to get back behind the door and look through.
Okay, so are you guys doing like the Scooby-Doo thing? Yeah. You got all your heads in the line with the door open looking in? Okay, as you watch, the room starts to fill with this purplish smoke, and these boils and blisters start just erupting all over his body and exploding. I mean, they blow his light cloth pantaloons apart, and it eventually blows. And it appears that whatever this purplish pus that's coming out is acidic because it starts to eat at the bedding and his clothes, and after a minute, his chest cavity like blows out.
Ew.
And then it stops, but it's been obscured by this purplish smoke. But it starts to thin rather quickly, almost as if it was like a steam more than a smoke now. As it starts, yes, and basically correct. I need each and every one of you to give me, because this is basically what we're dealing with here, is we're going to be using fear rules, because this is going to have the feel of the old pulps and the Robert E. Howards and H.P. Lovecraft and what have you. It's completely grotesque and disgusting what you're watching. So what I need is for each of you to make a spirit check. Is essentially you to whether or not you're going to be gripped by this fear and nausea. Let me go back onto the.
I'm not.
I guess here. Let me. So let's let the fine people at home see your rolls here. Ari is fine. Joplin, you are correct. You are throwing up, sir. Okay, and Phoenix is fine. All right. So
I've seen a few people with syphilis at the brothel.
Okay, and Brian is sick to his stomach, but you're okay. Phoenix, it's disgusting. Ari, I don't know. Are you fascinated? I mean, you're kind of weird. Right?
Well, I mean, so obviously whatever this was would have been some sort of magic, so it would be intriguing.
There it is. Look at that. Okay, cool.
Well,
all right. So
eyeing her while this is happening, like, did what you did to this guy with those fucking tendrils of smoke cause this shit? Like
now, I have to say, okay, so Joplin, basically what's happening here is you have a a level of fatigue right now. And yes, and which is going to give you a -1. All right, because it is a grotesque fear. It is not a terror that is gripping you. So yes, that's what's going on with that. Okay.
All right.
All right. Good.
It'll pass.
Now, as that purplish mist starts to evaporate, what you see laying upon the bed in this ruined remains of what this huge man once was, it's almost as if he was a container. Because within his body has been blown out, and there is another body that sits up out of him. So, like, imagine if his arms were within his arms and his head was within his head. His legs were within his legs, and it was blown out so that this other person could sit up. This person is just covered in this purplish ooze and different bits and parts and gore of what had been whoever this big guy from the Azure Brotherhood was.
Duke's up, still just behind the door. Scooby-Doo mode.
Okay.
But
when you see him sit up, it is feeding into, now granted, Ari made a good roll, and so did Phoenix, and Brian is actually very brave, so you're more fascinated in a crazy way at what's going on. But Joplin, man, yeah. This is something that is completely alien and disgusting to all of you. So what are you going to do?
I think the very first thing I'm going to do is cast Grapple around this person.
Okay. So you're just going to start off with casting magic at somebody that just exploded out of another human being. I just want to make sure that's what you're planning to do.
They know, clearly this was magic, so they know that magic is a thing in this world.
Yes, but until none of the other people with you had ever seen any magic.
I'm still kind of convinced that she did this somehow.
Right?
But I would probably... can I make out, based on through the viscera, can I see whether this is a male or a female figure?
Yeah. So here, let me go ahead and pull up, because I'm still learning, as are we all, what the all the particular skills and what have you. So is there a perception?
There's a notice.
Notice. That's it. And feel free, chat, if you see me butcher a rule or get something wrong or want to yell something out in the rules, go ahead and yell. I won't be upset at all. So
I didn't notice. I don't think. Oh wait, what's this for? I guess.
So what did you get? You got a 5. Oh, it's you can tell it's a man, but you can't really tell much else as far as the details. It has long hair, at least shoulder length hair, because it's all just hanging down like lax over its face, and it is sat up. And while it's sat up, it's not like, and like looking at you. It is sat up and is very. It seems to be completely out of it. It doesn't seem to be knowing what's going on. Okay.
All right.
So I guess if I don't feel threatened, I probably.
Uh-oh. Somebody did something. I missed it. What happened?
What?
What was it? I heard a boom. Somebody followed us.
Oh.
Thank you.
Hey, Adam, if you're watching, here's another reason why I need you.
So that we don't assume cataclysm every time someone follows.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I saw the. Maybe I need to keep the.
Give him a nice little shout out and.
Yeah.
Thank you for following.
I was trying to find his name. I
think that's me probably.
Melaniri is now following us, but that's one of you guys, right? Yeah, that's one of you guys. Anyway, and
Not me.
hey, whoever just joined and I missed. Oh, look at that! I've got that. Oh, that's cool. How it's good, just going on into itself. There we go. This is the problem when I don't. Here, let me move this over here. This way I can see things. Yeah, there it is. It pops up here somewhere. I'm going to have to fix that so that I can see. Hey, if you followed, thanks. I appreciate it. I'll give you a shout out at a proper time. I really promise. But these guys are busting my balls to play a game. So, I'm going to keep going. And I need to change that font so that I can see what the hell it says when it pops up. Okay.
Malen Ray again.
Who what? Okay, so there it is. All right. So, okay. Yeah, this guy, as he pops up out of this body and dripping all of this stuff, seems completely out of it. So, Ari, if you want to cast on him.
No, so I thought it was going to be more threatening.
No, it's not like he jumped up and he's like, ah! No, it's just like he seems kind of out of it. So, now, I would just like to point out that if you were like shopping in a store, you yourself, and you like turn around into the sweatpants aisle or something, I don't know, and somebody fell on the floor and another person exploded out of their chest, that's probably how you'd be feeling right now. I'm just saying. Keep in mind, I know we are all veteran players of another role-playing game that is very prevalent in the world. You notice I didn't say a name, not giving any props out. This shit doesn't really happen. So, there. Well, thank you for the cheer there, Mylan. That's you, isn't it, Jonathan?
Don't stop saying that name.
What is it? Is that you, Joplin? Is that you?
No, it isn't. But Brian can help you pronounce the name.
Mylan Ray. Mylan Ray.
Malen Ray.
That's your sister, right? You could say yes. It's okay. You're allowed to have siblings support you. Malin Ray. See, I got it right.
I love them very much, of course.
I thank you for your support, Tony. Okay, so all right. Now that I've given all my warnings as a DM, what would you guys like to do?
Maybe try to find a glass of water.
He usually does the talking, but
What the fuck?
Brian, you're not throwing up or anything. Do you think you could?
This is just
Okay, now, since you guys are there just standing at the door, Scooby-Doo, and looking at this guy, it reaches up and it throws its hair back, and it looks over at you guys, and its eyes start glowing a gold color.
I don't know that I should punch this thing, guys.
But it can't be good.
Oh wait, I need you all to make some rolls for me here. Let me see, what would it be? Give me some spirit rolls.
And a negative.
This is gonna turn bad on me eventually.
And these are just regular. Holy Brian!
How many times did that ace?
Brian kicks in the door and goes, "Come on, come at me, bro!" Holy shit!
Oh no! Back me up on this. I need you. And I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go into the room.
You rolled 3 8s, and then a 7.
He aced on his wild die too. That's
I know. I'm both. Holy crap! Okay, so what ended up happening?
It's just like
here?
the books I read, you know. I mean,
right?
This is like we're becoming heroes.
You're like, holy shit! I'm in an adventure. There's a monster. I'm in the. Okay.
Whereas I'm like,
100%.
I've punched a lot of things, but nothing like that.
Okay, so what just happened is
you all.
Ari, Phoenix, and Joplin all have just got a most uncontrollable urge to run.
I'll do it.
Yes.
It sounds like the best idea, actually.
So basically, what happens here is, Brian, you get ready to fuck yeah, I'm gonna go tear this thing up. You're gonna kick the door in, go in, guns a-blazing, and all you see is your 3 friends just beeline and run out. So you're there by yourself, and you're looking right at this thing, and it's looking right at you. You guys are just like staring at each other.
That's where legends are made. That's why I have no fear.
Ooh, Brian's a stud, and it speaks to you. And hey, Adam, are you still watching? Say something in chat right quick if you're still watching, because this is totally for you, bro. No, he probably left. He just wanted to come on and see me if I was going to mess up the beginning, which I technically didn't. It was Jonathan.
You continue to blame him.
Well, yeah, man. That's can't be the DM's fault all the time. So what happens is he looks at Brian, right? And he starts speaking in a tongue you've never heard before, in a
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, I had to use my can to give me a little,
That's
the
Luke, you must turn to the dark side of the Force.
I highly recommend if you're a DM and you don't have one of those, get one. It's just a Pringles can. Pringles, if you'd like to be a sponsor. See, this is something else I have to do when Adam's not around. I have to give out all the old pitches and stuff. But anyway. Okay, so yeah, he starts talking. And he's looking right at you, and he smirks.
What do you want?
We're like,
And he
flashing,
speaks.
like,
I mean, the cover is pretty
Whoa.
lights.
What is
like-
that? Somebody's
I
got
don't
a
know, like-
phone
like
or?
motorcycle.
Sorry, I'm watching Gossip Girl.
Okay.
I have no
yes,
idea what that is.
Everyone, please check your audios. Make sure that you don't have something else playing in the background. And I will check mine as well. No, okay. My stuff looks legit. All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
someone who
Some-
doesn't have the screen
yeah.
muted.
Yeah, please make sure that if you've got us on Twitch or any of the other devices, that those are all muted. And okay, everything else looks good. There goes. I fixed it. I'll take. Yes. Okay. So, what did Brian say?
Oh.
I think you're on mute, Jonathan.
Oh, okay. No, I think that was me, actually.
Okay. Oh, okay. So what did Brian say?
Yeah. So as it speaks to me in that weird language,
Mm-hmm.
I just calmly ask, what is it? You let us have words. It just really adopting the persona of a hero in my mind.
Oh, totally, dude. You are the man among men. And so it steps out of this body onto the floor and gets to its full height. And it's like a regular sized man. He's like 6'2". So he's a little bit taller than average, I guess. But he just stepped out of a guy that was over 8 feet tall and big. So, and he comes walking to you very casually. He's butt ass naked, by the way.
Hell yeah.
And there you go. Thank you. And he is chiseled and cut. He looks like, for our intents and purposes, like a Greek Adonis. I mean, he looks like perfection. And he just looks at you and he's smiling and goes, Baskelado, Kushkeran. And he seems to be genuinely impressed by you. You're getting this feeling coming across as you're a generous 7. Thank you for following us. See, I got my notification right here. And he comes up and he puts a hand on your shoulder, and his, looking at you, smiling, and he's got that purple ooze now all like on your shoulder. So I mean, you are completely. I mean, I don't really know what would actually phase you. I mean, you've got brave to
There are
the
a few
nth
things.
degree. Yeah, and this guy is not intimidating at all to you in any sense. So I love it because it's almost like it's like a naivete sort of unfazed, sort of thing.
I'm just gonna go through. Wait, I don't know what he's saying. Is that right?
You have no idea what he's saying. And when he speaks, even though I wasn't using the old D&D DM's Pringle can, and thank you, Brian Longshelf. His voice when he speaks, it has like a resonating echo to it almost, like a deep bass echo. Do you do anything, or?
I'm gonna go through all the languages I know, all 6 of them, and just keep asking him, "What is it? What do you want?" One way to either find a relative language, or B, just to impress him with all the different languages I know, to just let him know I'm not a common folk.
Gotcha. What is? Give me the list of your languages because I don't remember what everybody ended up speaking. Spicy Tantan, thank you for following us. We appreciate it.
Hey, that's my girlfriend.
And there we go. See, she does love you, man.
That was new.
Okay, go ahead, Brian. What is it?
So Shamish, Brythlin, Kulistia, Sanid, Patara, and Amora. Those are the 6.
When you speak Pataran, okay, because remember, Patara is it's actually a very ancient land. It's far from here. It's in the deserts, and it's probably the land that is the most magical, if you can even call such a thing being in existence here. It is a land of, it's considered to be vile and wicked, and it is full of debauchery and magics and things along those lines. When you say, and it's, what are you doing here? Is that what you're asking him? Okay.
Oh, what am I asking him? What is it you want?
What is it you want? When you say that to him in Pataran, he stops and he like recognition. You can see underneath all the purple pus that's still just on his face. A recognition comes to his face, and he speaks back in Pataran to you. It is heavily accented, though, and well, I'll show you how accented it is here in a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He goes, "You speak the language of my followers. How nice! You must be one of my followers as well. Come with me, child. Come with me." And he turns and he starts walking out.
I'm gonna follow him.
You need to roll to not be
I guess
impressed.
there's some are gone.
Yeah, you got to roll right quick
Who's
to make
Ari?
sure you're not impressed by his glutes, though. He's got a real nice ass.
Let's do that glute check.
Yeah.
Is that another spirit?
Yeah, because you did it at a -4 actually, because he's got a real nice set of blood. Anyway, so
oh wait, no.
yeah, okay, so so yes, the others left. So let's do that now. Let's cut. Now the 3 of you guys just left. You are freaked the fuck out. So what's happening? You guys go barreling out of the apartment. You go to the landing and to the stairs that led up to the second floor where this apartment was. I take it you just rumble on down, almost tripping and falling, I would assume, correct?
Yeah, I'd say like by the time we get to the bottom of the stairs, one of us probably would have noticed Brian wasn't with us and been like, "Whoa, wait, what? Fuck, did he get eaten or something?"
It wasn't me. I didn't notice it.
I think just because I've been so impressed by the way this kid's been holding up so far, I would have been like, "Oh shit,
Let's keep going. We can keep going. He'll be fine.
Joplin, come
He'll
on,
be
man.
fine. He'll be fine."
Do you want to go back in there?
I mean,
No, none of you want to go back in there.
I mean, we don't have to go back in, but we at least have to wait here and just see if the kid comes back out.
All right, we'll wait a little bit further. Just
Yeah.
a little bit further.
And maybe behind something?
I'm in support of that idea. Yeah, let's.
There are some crates and barrels in this alleyway.
There's a crate and barrel?
No, not a crate. Actually, it's a Cracker Barrel, and this is the rear door to it.
Cracker Barrel, I can go for a baked apple right about now.
There you go. No, there's some old crates and used barrels that are in this alleyway. If you guys wanted to, you could go and try and hide behind those if you wanted. The compulsion to do so is pretty heavy, but
Yeah.
I mean, all it took was one suggestion from Joplin, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure.
All right. So what I want you to do is go ahead and give me a. Now, again, this is where we're trying to see. You guys are making me cry. I know, right? Let's see. What would be the appropriate skill? Do they have a hiding? They got to have
They
a
have
hiding.
stealth.
Stealth is the role you will be making.
Remember what happened last session? Let's see.
We're good.
Okay.
Okay, those numbers are too small. I can't see those without these. There we go.
Everyone made it, assuming it's 4.
Okay, cool. So you guys all make it. You all feel very, very good about your hiding position behind these barrels. Okay, we're going to cut back upstairs. So this guy just goes walking by you, Brian. So
he's going out the bedroom door?
Yeah, he's left past, because the way I looked at it is that Brian was in the doorway, essentially. He came in just like a step into the room, and he was having this conversation. This guy came up to him, put his hand on his shoulder, and then he like just walks right past him. And he walks into the like the living room area of the I mean, it's only a 1-bedroom apartment, so there you go. So he's in the apartment walking towards the door like he's going to be leaving. So
well, if we would leave the doorway, I imagine our voices would carry to wherever they're hiding.
it's possible they can roll on a.
We would also need to know the language. I know.
We're still speaking Tarn.
Yeah, that's true. They're speaking. Do any of you guys speak Batarn?
No.
Okay.
I checked when you mentioned.
So they probably hear us speaking, or they hear me saying out loud, "Adatmul, Dilisk, if Oski Afghan," which means I am actually of the Arcanum. I am not familiar with who you are. We're here looking for looking for Syndra.
And
like the whole thing.
He stops and he turns around and says, "I do not know who this is that you speak of, but it does not matter. I have a feeling that much has changed. I will find you. Where do you live?"
I live in the Rhubarb Bakery.
There you go.
Down the road. Quite nice. You should come one day. We have bread and little pastries. I am Brian Longshelf, and I will extend my hand.
He will actually
never breaking eye with him.
He will actually he's going to look at your hand and like quizzically, like he doesn't understand what you're doing. And then he puts his hand out as well, but he doesn't like put it as in to take your hand and shake it. He just basically is just like mimicking you.
I'll grasp his hand, but then as it gets pretty sticky, I'm just gonna give it a firm squeeze and let go.
Okay. And he seems to comprehend that this is some sort of ritual of some sort, and he seems pleased about it. He smiles widely and he goes, "You may call me Azel. I shall come find you." And then he turns and he walks out the apartment. Now, when he goes out, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What?
I will say his name, Azer, and then just go into a deep bow, and as he
okay, all right,
leaves away and not follow him.
Okay, so but you get to see him, and he walks out. Now, you guys that are down in the alleyway hiding behind the barrels and stuff, you see this guy come walking out, and he comes walking over to the landing. He walks down the steps, and he's like breathing in the night air. And he like puts his arms out, and out of his back
Get some wings.
grows wings. Yes, he does. Good job. And they flap, and he flies up into the night sky.
I think we just saw Mothman.
Mothman.
You know, I heard a prophecy about this.
Indubitably. Okay. So I take it, Brian, you kind of like sort of like follow him towards the door and then out.
At the staircase, yeah, I don't follow them. Once we reach the balcony,
Okay. Okay. So you were standing on top of the balcony as you watch him walk down, and then he like these wings sprout out of his back, and then he flies up into the sky. You guys hiding behind your barrels, you see Brian come just strolling out. You know, stand at the top, and he sees that happen, and he's just standing there, and that guy flew away. So what's going on?
I think
What's happening?
for the first time in my life, I would be genuinely impressed.
Yes. He was, without a doubt, okay, he was covered in ichor and pus like he was.
Yeah.
He was still the most amazing physical specimen of a male that any of you have seen. I mean, he was just breathtaking. I mean, but at the same time, there was a whole kind of like, you all have met people like when you meet them, they give you kind of the creep vibe. You know, it's just kind of like, if I had little kids with me, I wouldn't want to leave them alone with this kind of guy. You know, that just you got that vibe off of him though too. Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Well,
Did he?
Brian?
So that guy's gone, right?
Yeah,
Like-
he flew away.
Completely not like visible. Like he's just gone.
Yep, he's gone.
Okay.
He
And I'm assuming with that, our like fear subsided, right?
correct. After after you see him actually leave, it slowly fades within you, and the supernatural fear that was gripping you when his eyes flashed at you, it goes away.
Did you get his number, Brian?
Yeah, who's your friend, Brian?
Brian's gonna come walking down the steps, just quite calmly, and then with his hand still closed. And if you all come out of hiding, he's just gonna fall over, like, and just fall to the ground.
I'll run over to him and just sort of slap him on the face, like, "Hey, Brian."
Okay, so he just passed out. Okay, all right.
What happened?
That's what we were thinking. What happened, man?
How
Who
did I
the heck was that?
What?
Oh my
I
God.
blacked out. What? Something. Ah,
I so love this.
Shit.
Does
what is
does
this?
I got a question. So like in like the heat of moments,
Mhm.
does Brian sort of have like an alter ego that takes over that is this hero
In the
that is
heat of the
just
moment, he gets caught up in the fantasy and he adopts the persona of maybe one
Ah.
hero
I love it.
of what I do. And
I love
that's,
this so much. Yes. Okay, cool.
because like, that's the fuel he lives off of. So he tries very hard, so hard to be brave that another personality comes out that was created by the stories. But it's dependent on what story he's read. So this one was the hero. It's a hero from a tale about more than 12 warriors, less than 14. I
Okay.
can't remember the number in between that, but there are that many warriors.
Gotcha.
You know, Jonathan. Anyway, and so he goes. It's like one of those you go so far in, you forget who you are.
I love that so much. Please continue. to
So
do
he
that.
remembers a little bit.
Okay.
He'll probably remember in a couple of days. Anyway,
And I see him open his hand. He's got the purple. And I'm like, "Oh, you fucking touch that thing!"
Ew.
Wait, I'm remembering now. It was naked. He had this all over him. Wait, like no. This is like this mystery. Should we save this? Save some of this? I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, does anyone have a vial or a bottle or a cup?
Well, there's trash in the alleyway.
I'll go like hunting through the alleyway to see if I can find something to keep this.
You find an old beer bottle, believe it or not.
So I do one of these like try because I just out of
because you have to.
Sound.
Yeah, you got to.
Just an obsessive, and I walk back over and I put it in there.
Other than the purple snot, did you get a name?
Azael.
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 He had wings. He just sprouted them out of his back.
Now, is this a name we've ever heard? We would have ever heard before? Is this a familiar name?
Phoenix definitely doesn't know.
Okay.
I guess this is not a common knowledge thing. This would definitely be something that you would have to have had learning in. So I'm an Ari and
like
Brian can give me rolls, and I want you to give it off of. It's going to be smart, unless you have some skill, like some sort of academics that could override that. And
I mean, I have a research skill, but I don't think that would apply.
The research skill would actually come in really handy after the fact to find out what the fuck that thing was.
Which is what I'm planning on doing, but
right.
yeah.
Okay, but so here's the thing. Go ahead and give me smarts rolls. One, Brian, your target number is going to be 14. Okay. All right, you got no clue. And then Ari, your target number is going to be 14 as well. Okay, neither of you. It was super high to try and figure that out. You were going to have to, get some aces out of that, get some rises out of that stuff. But because it's the knowledge that you've been clued into is extremely obscure sort of stuff. But there was a possibility. Okay, so none of you know. You have no idea of anything. Let's put it this way. You've never even heard of anything like that ever happening where somebody just bursted out of another living being. I mean, that guy wasn't dead. Right?
No. We just knocked him out, I thought.
Yeah, you guys didn't even kill him or nothing. I mean, it's just, And,
wait, were we fighting that thing?
Now, it did not feel like there was another guy inside of him when I hit him, but how would I know?
Yeah, never experienced. I mean, I punched a lot of people, and no one's ever come out of it.
I think if we were fighting, he probably would have been mad. He didn't seem very mad, so.
No, he didn't seem mad at all.
I
He seemed slightly happy.
don't think we're fighting him per se.
Well, then, I mean, I hate to think of it like this, but was that our fault? Did we make that happen somehow?
Sure, you did.
I'm gonna look immediately at Ari. And Ari is the one who's.
Yeah, because Phoenix has already given her the stink eye anyway, because he thinks that she had something to do with it with her crazy voodoo magic.
I swear that was not fucking me. I have never seen anything like that in my entire life. Have
you been doing this magic stuff long? I mean, is this something you do often? This magic smoke shit you were doing, tangling that guy up?
Well, I'm not supposed to.
But you have?
I've done it for a while, yeah.
And this has never happened?
Never.
Well, maybe this is why you're not supposed to do it.
Wait, Joplin, you can speak to the dead, can't you? You told us that you got people to speak to their grandparents and.
Oh, hell yeah!
And you are absolutely right, Brian. And I will go into the mental netherworld, and I will seek out this gigantic pirate in the depths of wherever his soul may be, and I'll see if he knows anything. It may take a little while.
How
Give me,
long's
I
a
believe in
little
you,
while?
Johnson.
let me concentrate.
By
Okay.
that made me lose a little bit of the impressiveness that I had, like the awestruckness.
Oh, all right. Hang on. Oh, I am
Ari.
big as your pirate. I wait for foolish people to come look for a Greta, and no, I don't believe he knows anything.
Oh wow, that was. See, it's just like your magic, Ari.
It's exactly like her magic.
No, it fucking.
Exactly.
No,
I really like Brian. I gotta say, kid, you make me smile.
Oh, me too, man. If I had had 100 of you in every show, I never would have quit.
What? Of course not. You're amazing. So, okay, so you've already what's it called? Eliminated one of the suspects. We're a good team. All of us. All four of us. Every one of us is valuable.
That's a weirdly nice thing to say in this situation, kid, considering we left you up there with that demon monster. But thanks.
So
He seems
why
like a
would
nice
he want
guy.
to toss her apartment?
The big guy
I mean,
or the handsome guy?
the handsome guy, right? Or he'd be the one who's controlling the big guy.
I don't think he was. I mean, that guy seemed dumb as rocks when we were fighting him.
yes, he
Yeah.
did.
I mean, unless that guy's a really good actor, but Brian, did he speak any not English or common? Chanel?
Shanish.
Shanish, thank you. Did he
Shanish.
speak any
What?
Shanish?
No, it was Patarin. In times when I get burned over the fantasies, the fiction, the nonfiction, the bibliographical. Anyways, we every now and then one of the maesters comes in with a pamphlet or something. Basically, it's a language from just I only know so much of it. It's Patarin.
You all
What
know.
did he say? It's coming back to me piece by piece.
Yeah, you guys all know
Patara.
of Patara, the actual place.
The place, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, you know of its existence.
He said he thought I was a follower. So he must be
Follower?
pretty important. Yes, a follower. I told him I didn't want to lie to him, so I told him I was part of the Arcanum, but he just simply said that he will find me when he needs me. So
That's not ominous.
How's he gonna find you? Does he have like some sort of divination
yeah, saying
magic?
out loud now. That sounds kind of ominous.
Well, how's he gonna find you? Maybe there's no chance he's gonna be able to track you down. I mean, unless he.
I think I might have invited him to the bakery.
Well,
Oh my god.
Might stop by.
you're kidding, right?
I think I don't know what I was thinking. I think
Oh shit, you're serious.
what I was thinking was just honesty is the best policy. I don't know. It felt like I was a different guy, like maybe Ulgred. He was always very honest in the books I read about him. Very honest, very straightforward, and very transparent, very clear and strong. And I don't know. I've always liked him, but I don't know. I think that's what just felt right.
Oh, okay, well, I guess we know where to find him then, since he knows where to find you.
So who else lives at this bakery?
Oh, it's just my parents.
Yeah, okay. Just your parents. This huge winged dude.
Books.
You invited him to your parents' house.
Well, I guess so. I mean, thinking clearly now, maybe would like meet someplace public first, and then see how that goes, and then maybe come on maybe once or twice, and then introduce them to folks. But
Are you courting this demon?
I'm not too
Brian?
familiar with how that goes.
Oh, sorry.
Good God.
Oh, God.
Okay,
All right. Well,
At this point in time, your DM will point out that you're having a nice long conversation in a dark alleyway not far from a murder.
I mean,
That's
No,
just
I-
friendly advice, just kind of like whiffed it in on the wind.
well, I mean, nobody would have
Oh, you
known,
smell
right?
death on the wind.
Yeah.
And on that note, you know what? Should we go back and see what happened to that body? Do you think it disintegrated or something? It looked like it was all smoky. And
Why
before we,
Me and
keep wanting to go back there?
Azrael,
yeah, I guess we got a little sample.
oh right, I got this
Oh,
sample. I'm just gonna.
put that away.
Now,
Yeah.
I know we have a lot to do in the morning, but maybe the first thing we do tonight is go back to the Arcanus and report what we just saw. I mean, this seems like big news. They're going to want to know about this, right?
Yeah.
If we can get an
Was
audience.
there a time limit on our mission?
Yeah, he didn't say. When you were talking to what's his name again? Ogret.
Oh,
Ogret. When you talked to Ogret, he didn't say that there was a time or anything. He was extremely vague, as in the only thing he told you was deliver this.
yeah. Then she has dark hair shorter than mine, which isn't saying anything.
Yeah. There you go. But that was it. Nothing else.
Okay, I agree with
mean-
you there.
Yeah. What we just saw is a little more important than what we know is in that note.
Yeah. And we have proof as well. So maybe they'll know more about it. Yeah.
And,
Azrael and this, Pataran followers. That's three clues. So that's a
I
good
don't-
number.
Really see
I
it.
mean, all right.
Okay. So what are you guys going to do?
I mean, there's all the morning. We've got a few things we can do, but until the morning, we might as well see if we can get an audience with someone at the Arcanus and sort this out, right? Or am I barking up the wrong tree here?
No, in fact, if we had to wake up Ogret, I think that would be okay.
For grins, is there a library at the Arcanus that's available for research purposes?
Well, the Arcanus does have a library. Whether or not you'll be permitted to use said library, I don't know. Depends.
Okay.
I mean, you guys are all just initiates. You haven't earned your stars yet, so I don't know. So you're going to go to where? Where are you guys going to go? You're just going to all go home?
Back to the Arcanus.
Back to the Arcanus and see if we can get an audience with someone at this hour.
Let's stick together too after what we just saw.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, all right, not a problem. So you guys go walking through town. Now remember, basically from where you're at to where the Citadel of the Arcanus is, it's a couple of hour walk to get there.
And what time is it?
It's
I mean-
well, it was night, but it wasn't incredibly late. It was probably, I don't know, 7, 8 o'clock. Because remember, you hurried over to get to the Guild of Antiquities, and the Guild of Antiquities pretty much closed down at sundown, right?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
guys got there just before sundown, and then that's when you talked with Salbis and that Yelnavor guy, that guy that was he was a high elf that you actually ended up talking to. From there, you went to the docks, and that took you essentially like an hour and a half, something like that. I mean, this is a big city, so it takes a while on foot. So let's say it'll take you an hour walk time to get there. How about that? Instead of 2 hours, it takes about an hour walk time.
I'll defer to the party, but I feel like maybe, guys, this might be worth taking the time to do no matter what hour we get there.
Yeah. 100%.
All right. But, Brian, Joplin.
I'm with you, but My testimony is going to be less than accurate. I didn't see much after the started exploding, and I don't want to.
That's when you get one
I
of
have
those
most of it now.
one of those vomit burps.
Yeah.
Oh,
All that back down.
Okay, so you guys start heading off towards the Citadel of the Arcanus. So what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and we will take a break right here because we're almost at that time. Let me just get it set here. There it is. That's what I need. Okay, everybody. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of a break right now. So go ahead and do what you need to do. Get some beverages, snackage, what have you. We will do the same, and we will be back shortly to see what happens when they go to the Citadel of the Arcanus. We will be back shortly. And we're back. Hello, everyone. We are back from our break and ready to get a rocking and a rolling. So, okay. So you guys just had the super weird encounter, supernatural thing happen, and you've decided, hey, hey, Lee Kim, how's it going, man? Giving a shout out to somebody in chat. No, that was just like straight out of nowhere. So you guys start making your way toward the Citadel of the Arcanus, and you're on your way, walking through the streets. Like I said before, Lycena after dark, depending on which areas you go through, is like when you go through the trades district, that's going to be pretty much buttoned up. You know, the blacksmith and the carpenters and all those guys aren't really open anymore after dark. But where you were at in the foreign quarter, because remember that's where Syndra's apartment was at, it's quite bustling still. And as you make your way towards the city center, as it is called, the big circular center where all the big important buildings are and what have you, it, for the most part, is closed up, but there are different like parties that are held and things along these lines, that depending on where it's at. Like there's like museums that stay open later and things along these lines. Okay. You eventually make it to the Citadel of the Arcanum. Now, the Arcanus of the Arcanus. The Citadel is surrounded by plazas and gardens and things along these lines. The Citadel itself, the main huge tower, is walled off. Okay? So are you going to go to the main gates? Are you going to try and go to the entrance remember where you were first brought in to a plaza, and then from that plaza you were taken into a courtyard, an inner courtyard that had those little houses in it, and then from there to another door which led into yet another inner area that had that open like patio where Orgrit told you guys basically you're going to be delivering the letter. So how are you approaching the Citadel?
Well, I'd assume we'd go back the way we came, but I'm open to discussion. Guys, do you want to go to the front gate, or do you want to see?
Yeah, it's only the second time I've been here.
So, me too.
Dude,
I say we go back the way we came, I guess.
I mean, we have like permission, right? I mean, we can.
You get? Are you guys? Well, here's a question, because everybody took off except for Brian. Everybody took off their.
I'm
their
wearing
tunic.
it again. I
Okay.
put it back on as we walked up to the Antiquities Guild.
Yeah,
That's right.
begrudgingly, I'd probably put mine back on too.
Okay.
Not
And remember, it was the white and gold trimmed light cloth like tunic is essentially what it like a shirt.
Yeah. And mine's been tucked into my like hanging over my waistband of my linen pants all day, so it's been just jammed in there, getting sweaty, so it's just wrinkled up and like not particularly. I don't have it in a sack or anything. I didn't put it in my bag. I just jammed it into my waistband.
Gotcha. as it should be. Yes.
So it doesn't look pretty.
Yeah. So where are you guys going? You go to the front gate?
I think so. What about you guys?
That's pretty straightforward and honest. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Okay. So there is, like I said, there's all those gardens and little plazas and stuff that surround it, but there is a main like boulevard that is colonnaded all the way up to these impressive double-doored, carved from some sort of white wood with big brass knockers on it, and there is.
We're grown.
Yes, we are. I have to say thank you, Grace. I appreciate that because we all thought it. So at the front gate or the front doors, which are closed, there is like two little houses. They're like little guard houses. You know, you guys have probably seen pictures of the guards at the Tower of London. You know, with their bare hats, how they have those little things where they can stand in if it's raining and whatnot. And there's two little houses on either side of the steps that go up to this landing where the doors are. And these guys, they have the white and gold trimmed tunic on over. They're actually have chain mail armor, white helms with a gold nasal guards and a gold spike on the top of the helmet. They have a spear and a small circular, like a brass shield and a scimitar, and they're there, standing at the door.
So I'm gonna go up and say, "Hey."
The one guy goes, the guy on the right goes, "Hey," and then like a heartbeat goes by, and the guy on the left goes, "Hey."
We need to speak to someone. We saw something just now that we feel like it's necessary to report.
Okay. Hold on one moment. And the guy on the right, he goes over and he leans his spear against the door, goes into that little hut thing, comes out, and he's got essentially a clipboard and a grease pen, and he goes, "And you are?"
I'm Ari Shade. I am. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you're not on the list. And you other gentlemen, you are?
Brian Longshelf.
Oh, Brian. Yeah, not on the list.
Okay.
And you, sir? And he points at Joplin.
Me?
Yeah, he points at Joplin.
I am not on the list.
Yes. I see you right here, not on the list. Yes, yeah. Excellent. And I take it you're not on the list as well. And he
it's
just
Phoenix. Thanks.
Yeah, he tucks the clipboard under his arm and is, "I can see that you're all initiates, and that is a high honor. But as you can see, it's closed for the night. So
no, you're right, sir. You are absolutely right. How presumptuous of us.
Yeah, but what is this that is so important that you need to come this late to speak to someone?"
No, it's nothing. No, don't even bother. Who cares if some strange deity from another plane just materialized out of the body of some other dead man? It doesn't matter. I'm sure it'll keep till morning. In fact, we'll tell your boss that you made sure it kept until morning.
Now he walks up to you and goes, "Well, you don't smell like a drunk. Why don't you give me the details?"
I might actually smell like a drunk, so.
Good to know. And he like flips a couple of pages up off of the clipboard, and he goes, "So tell me what happened."
Are you a therapist?
The other guard goes, "Yeah, tell him what happened."
You're doing a good job, sir.
Haven't we fallen for this before?
Well, you are initiates. I'm still talking to you because you're initiates, but it is also my job to discern whether or not what you have to say is valid enough for me to go in those doors.
We met a man from Batar.
A man from Batar.
He claimed his name was Azael. And that's all he wanted to say.
And he writes down Azael Patar. But you could see when you dropped the name Patar of that kingdom, that he did take notice of it. It wasn't like whatever.
I know it's already been stated, but I don't know if you've written it down yet. He came out of another guy's body.
Yeah, that is odd.
Yeah, we noticed.
Do you have anything else that could
No,
substantiate
I think
this?
it's good that you wrote it down. So now there's an official record. And I think that's all. Thank you so much.
Oh, wait, Brian. What about the bottle?
You know, it's fine. We'll drink that later. It's.
Oh, yeah. No, sure. Yeah, I get
I'm gonna
it.
walk away.
And as you guys start to turn and walk away, he goes, "Hey, I just want to let you know, this will get passed on. It's not going to get swept under a rug. But there is an order in which this thing happens. Believe it or not, you're not the last initiates that have come up here trying to get in after hours. So, just saying.
We get it, man. You got a job to do. I know how it goes.
Right.
All right, excellent. Hey, you guys have a good night."
Thank
And
you.
he takes
Thank
a
you so much.
clip. He takes a clipboard and he puts it back into the little watch box thingy that's there, and then he gets his spear, and they continue to stand watch.
I mean,
Okay.
all in all, I went better than the last time we talked to guys like him, so I'd call that.
Yeah, the
one-
last time you guys were talking to anybody was the watch. It was the sentries, and you guys got into a fight with them.
No, I held my tongue. I was.
You did, which is impressive, actually. Okay, so there it is. You guys are done with that. So what are you going to do for the rest of the evening? You have 2 appointments up for the morrow. If you're going to keep said appointments, you were going to go and meet with Sierra
First thing in the morning.
first thing in the morning.
Well, not first thing in the morning,
Well.
considering her job.
Yeah, but then also too, you had Ulsa, the kid.
New
Ursula.
Uslav.
Slav.
And he, and also we did send Rylan, I think, decided he was going to take care of that in the morning too. So, I mean, I'm going to be at the brothel anyways. Rylan's on the case with that kid, but maybe some of us,
Well,
maybe
what
we meet at the brothel and then go and find him so he doesn't do that on his own.
what Rylan had said is like, "I'm going home. I'm going to bed." That's what Rylan said.
I also agree with Phoenix. I think he's because we argued. What about the kiss? Are you gonna kiss a little kid? And that's what I remember. But I don't know if that came to anything.
I don't think he ever promised you go. I think he said we deal with that tomorrow, more or less. But
What he actually said was that he would meet you at the Empress in the morning. That's what Rylan had said.
okay.
Yeah.
So, and then he went home. So,
Then I say we all turn in for the night. I mean, there's not much else we can do. Maybe, kid, do you want somewhere to sleep where you haven't disclosed to a demon, naked, purple guy? I mean, he wasn't purple, but he was covered in purple.
I mean, and do what? Not be home? It's my parents.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
guys want to come and see? I mean, I think we have a spare room. That's where I'm going, and it's quite warm.
I mean, I'm tapped, kid. I gotta go see if I can play a few songs tonight, make a couple coin. Otherwise, I would. But
I mean, are we all just splitting up, all of us, and just meet back in the morning? It's kind of weird.
aw. I love Brian so much.
I would very, very reluctantly accept Brian's offer for the spare bedroom.
It's in Dampstone. Is that all right?
What did you say? Sorry.
It's in Dampstone. Well, it used to be called the Slates, but it's, that wet part of the city. But I promise you, the bakery is warm and dry, and it's kind of reason why we got pretty popular.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
no.
Joplin, you in?
Well, I'll see you in the morning.
All right.
Okay, so everybody goes their separate ways.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and play some fiddle.
Okay, all right. And is Joplin going to his flat or?
Yeah, nothing much to do tonight. I'll just wait for the
Gotcha.
morning.
Excellent. Okay, so everybody goes, and I assume that your parents are extremely courteous and kind to Ari, and they're like, "Oh, you brought a
Oh, we're not. We're
of
not.
course, honey, of course." One of those things.
We're good friends.
That's how it starts. So
Um,
yeah, so your parents are just tickled that you brought a girl home.
sorry, I
So
did.
and they try and feed you guys.
Coming.
They try
It'll
and
be all
feed you,
of
of
us.
course. Yeah, your mom insists on making something for you to eat. So, and then Ari's shown to the spare room, and you guys bed down for the night. So, jump forward to the next day. It is the morning. Who is showing up to the Empress at what time, and how much did Phoenix have to drink?
Remarkably little for a normal evening where I'd be playing in the bar room, but I mean, not so much that he'd be feeling it the next day.
Gotcha. He's still. It unnerved him to the point where he didn't want to drown it out. He was just unnerved.
Yeah, well, and he probably didn't sleep particularly well.
Gotcha. Okay, so we'll just go around. So, what time does Phoenix wake up in the Empress in his room?
Well, usually his duties for the day would start as soon as they started kicking people out in the early wee hours of the morning. Not kicking people out, but ushering out the drunks, because he'd start mopping up and getting things clean. So he'd probably start around 4:30 in the morning. Just
makes sense.
Clean up, and then he'd get his job done for the day, more or less.
Okay.
Mop the floors, so he's up.
Gotcha. What time does Joplin come rolling around?
Oh, something early but not unreasonable. So maybe
that's what I was thinking. Okay. Yeah. 10-ish?
Yeah, I'm going to strive to be earlier than that, but yeah, that's probably what'll happen.
There's so many things to distract you along the way.
And I'm not particularly, I'm just sort of taking my time.
Gotcha.
Enjoying the sights, the smells.
Gotcha. Now, I'm sure Brian's up early as well, because you're up getting everything ready for your baking and all this different stuff. So you're definitely up helping your parents and what have you before Ari even thinks of getting out of bed, I'm sure. So you'll be, don't give me that look, So Ari would be woken up to the smell of baked goods and whatnot, and it just smells just delicious, So, and then after helping with your parents get ready for the morning, when is Brian going to segue?
Well, as you, so we had to be up at 4. The bread rush is everybody's breakfast. So the rush is from 5 to 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then just help around prepping. Then we prep for the rest of the day.
Right.
So I imagine around 8 o'clock is when it slows down finally, and me and my parents can finally have something to eat. And then around 9 o'clock, so around that time, around 8 o'clock, that's when probably Ari might smell the bread. And then if everything goes to plan, we should be able to leave by 9 o'clock. Everything should be calm by then.
Gotcha. Does that sound good for Ari? Is Ari just going to... You tell me, what's Ari doing?
So she sees everyone hustling, bustling around a couple places where maybe she could land a hand, and she doesn't. She kind of just turns around, turns a blind eye to the missing link there, and just kind of is waiting around until Brian's done with his duties, and then we'll head out whenever he's ready.
Gotcha.
I don't do like a huge long process to get ready, because I cast a spell on myself before I even leave a room. That's just kind of tidy myself up.
You tidy yourself up with magic.
Duh, yeah.
Okay,
You're like
cool.
you're like an angry Mary Poppins.
Yes, and for those who are watching who are no Savage Worlds and what have you, the magic system in which I'm using for this is kind of a combination of different things. I'm using the magic system out of Lenkmar and Solomon Kane, and I'm adding in my own special version of cantrips and what have you. So if you notice Ari not spending points or having access to do minor magics with no really rolls or anything along those lines, that's why. So just throwing that out there. Okay, so you guys start heading out. So it sounds to me like Ari and Brian will be the second and third ones there, because Phoenix, as at roughly 6 o'clock, as you're like taking out some trash and you're dumping it in the alleyway, you notice that Rylan is standing out front.
Oh, hey, Rylan, how's you're bright and early?
We did agree to meet here in the morning, did we not?
That's true.
He
It is the morning.
He looks up and he goes, "As I thought. Might I enter? I'm unfamiliar with the rules of a establishment such as this."
Yeah, no worries, man. Come on in. I'm gonna be working for a little longer until we get the rest of the crew here. So make yourself comfortable. If the girls ask, just tell them you're with me. That might not help, but it'll slow them down for a few minutes.
Very well. Thank you. And so, like, you go about continuing doing your stuff. He gets some tea, and he's sitting there drinking some tea. And that's basically where you find Ari and Brian when you come in, because you're going to definitely be Joplin there. You come in and you see that basically Phoenix is like going back and forth doing the different stuff that he does. And you see Rylan sitting there drinking his tea. Oh. Pulls out his pocket hourglass. They do have watches at this time, and I've decided that Rylan comes from an extremely wealthy family, so he actually owns a watch. And he pulls out this circular, it's about palm size device, and it's sort of like, the old timey pocket watches where you press the button and it would flop open. He has to like manually open it, but he opens it up and he looks at it and goes, "This is what you consider the morning. Interesting." And he puts it back into his robes.
Oh, actually, morning was around 5. That's when the morning rush starts. So it's pretty late morning, I'd say.
I thought we were supposed to meet here in the morning. I take it helping with baked goods is more important than getting into the Arcanus. Interesting.
You fucking left us last night. Do not even.
Well, of course I did. What we needed to do was completed for the day. Did something happen that I missed?
Fuck off.
As I thought. Please sit. There's no business at this hour, although I do have seen, I think the term is John, several Johns that I guess if you pay enough money, you can spend the evening with the whores. I saw them leaving.
I walk by, slap them on the shoulder, and I go, "They don't say whores, jackass."
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was an appropriate term. What should I call them?
They prefer, just ladies, women. Any other place, but this is sort of a ladies' establishment run by the ladies. Yeah,
I see. Very well. My apologies.
And I keep walking. And I keep walking.
Okay. He goes back to sipping his tea.
They should really update these ceilings, I think. We're just waiting on Joplin. Is that right?
Okay. So after a little bit, then Joplin comes strolling in.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, Joplin.
Everyone have a good rest.
Yeah, quite.
Sure.
Yes,
see him
I
come
did.
in, I'll throw away the mop and all that stuff and put it away, and I'll just sort of like put all my shit away and run back over and be like, "Oh, sorry. All right, sorry guys. I was just working."
Yes.
Oh, do what you need. Do you need any help, Phoenix?
No. I mean, I more or less do this for board. I don't get paid for this part of the job.
Oh, all right.
It's more just habit at this point, really, and they appreciate it.
Did you speak with the lady?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen her yet this morning, actually.
Ryland digs into his robes, pulls out the watch again, opens it up, closes it, puts it back into his robes.
Yeah, note taken. Okay, I've been busy.
Yes.
Ryland, I don't think you understand, but for the woman that we're meeting, I don't think it's morning yet.
No offense, but I think a woman of her caliber would be not mind being woken up to a little bit of jingle of coin.
Oh my god.
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, usually, but she probably would appreciate it.
If I were to give you 5 silver, would that be enough to encourage her to give you the information now?
I mean,
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
And you see Ryland go into his robes again. He pulls out a purse. He opens it up and he starts counting out. And he gets 5 silver in his hand. Ching, ching, ching.
Yeah,
ching,
okay,
ching.
okay. Give it here.
And 5 silver is a considerable sum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take, especially for me, because I get coppers, right? Okay. Yeah, I'll see if she'll respond to 5 silver. What I know, where
Her
she's
room?
bedded down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the girls that work there have their own rooms. So,
Cool. All right. So I guess actually, do you guys want to just follow me, or should I?
Not even a little bit.
All right, I'll broach this one on my own then, I guess, and then.
Oh, don't worry. We'll hear her scream at you from here.
I love Joplin too. I love all of you.
That's probably not wrong. Yeah. All right, and I'll make my way upstairs and see if I can.
Now there is
knock on the door.
And there is a special knock.
Nah.
So basically, you'll do whatever it is, or however the hell you want to do it.
Yeah.
And basically, if there's no answer to the knock, that means leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
I got something going on.
I do the special knock, and it sounds like the drum fill from that Phil Collins song. I can feel it in the air tonight.
Okay, sure, why not? Mike Tyson opens the door. All right, so you do the knock, and then all you hear from inside Sierra's room is, "Oh, what?"
Yeah, sorry. But and I jingle the coin a little bit right outside the door, and I go, "There's some money in it for you."
Oh,
We need to
come
talk.
in already.
I'll open the door. Hey, and I throw her 4 silver.
Smart. She's laying on the bed, nude.
Hey, yeah, and it completely unfazed.
Yes, and you being in there completely, she's not doing it to fuck with you. It's as if you're Phoenix.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And it's because you grew up here, you're totally used to, seeing the women in all their different levels of dress and undress. So you're here to talk about my associate, I assume.
Yeah. If did you see him last night or anyone?
I saw him last night, and I will have you know, she sits up and starts picking up the 4 silver. It was no small feat to get the information out of him.
So you got it.
Yeah. Do you have the other 6 silver?
Yeah, someone does. Not on me.
Someone does. Really. She gets up and she gets up and puts a robe on and just walks up and looks at you. Phoenix, I know you're good for it. That's why I'm not going to throw a fit.
And if they don't cover it,
Did you
can-
bring me something to drink? Did you bring me some breakfast in?
No, but you can trust me. If they don't pay you, you can skim some of my tips. I'll get you breakfast started. You know.
Yes. Anyway, so let me ask you, Phoenix. Are you obviously you're not wearing the initiate?
No, I
'Cause
lost
you were-
that
you
the
were-
moment we left.
Yeah, and well, you wouldn't be working in it either.
No.
So now, I know that Maltari knows, okay, and Esha know that you're going to do this. Did
Yeah.
everybody know?
No, unless the lady started talking.
No.
But I feel like the women I trust.
Multari
should
and
tell that stuff,
Esha,
too.
yeah, Multari and Esha are not going to say anything about your.
Yeah,
brother.
and I would have told probably Grima too.
Grima?
Was
Okay.
it Grima, the bigger, tougher lady? Probably would have told her just in case it came back around to this place. Figured
Okay.
she'd be.
Yeah. So if so basically you tell them, and that's cool. Nothing else is necessary. I mean, they're not gonna air your dirty laundry, so to speak. So with that having been said, Sierra turns to you and she's got like a serious look on her face, and she actually puts her hand on your chest and goes, I don't think you should be looking into this, lady. I don't really. Okay, so come here, sit down. And she makes you sit on the bed with her. She said,
Yeah.
okay, so, like, you know that my fella, Yashi, okay, he's with the Tradewind, and we know what that means. But that's not the thing. I mean, she's not in trouble with them, thankfully. But this lady you're looking for, the Azure Brotherhood are after her. Okay.
Yeah,
you know,
I kind of gathered as much.
Okay,
Believe
well,
it or not.
Yeah, and so essentially, basically, what I found out is, well, the Azure Brotherhood, basically, they want her for something. She's got some information of theirs or found something of theirs. So they've basically framed her and burned down one of their own warehouses and stole some of their stuff and said that, got a bunch of people saying, hey, we saw this Syndra Greta lady. She took this and took that. And they made sure it was stuff that, would be halfway plausible, some kind of like old junk or some shit like that. To get not just them looking for it, because they got, the sentries are out pounding the street looking for her too. So, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's probably better that I just tell you I'm an initiate with the Arcanus.
What?
I know, I don't get it either. But
Shut up! And she punches you in the chest.
ow!
Shut up! No, you're not.
Fuck! Why'd
No
you?
offense, Phoenix, but I mean, you have talents and you're a good man to a certain extent. But what the hell is the
Thanks.
Arcanus going to want with you? They're looking
I
for
don't-
somebody to mop their floors? No offense.
None taken. I don't know. I'm as stumped as you are. Believe me. I don't know why the fuck I'm in with these people. I mean, I've seen one of the ladies I'm with. She's like wrapping guys up with smoke and shit.
What?
You wouldn't believe it. I know.
She's
I'm
a
like
sorceress.
talking like
She's a
real
sorceress.
magic. Yeah, fucking real
What
magic.
the fuck are you doing? You don't need to hang
I-
out with those people. You know
But-
what happens when you hang out with people like that.
But listen, think about what it could do for this place.
Yeah, burn it down or something. It'd be like next thing you know, there'd be like
No.
some devil walking around in here.
Funny you say that.
What do you mean funny I say that?
Yeah, I'm joking. Whatever.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, did he tell you where this lady's gone? Where she's?
I can tell
Hopefully
you
not.
this much. I mean, his people aren't interested. They could care less. They're not looking for her. So, but I can tell you this much. The Azure Brotherhood have been investing a lot of time and manpower trying to find her. And that means pulling what strings they have within the bureaucracy of the city. And they're looking for her, and nobody can find this lady. Tells you something. Personally, I think she's dead. I mean, come on. I mean, if you got that many people looking for you, somebody's gonna find you, right?
I mean, you'd think so, but I mean, fuck, I've been trying for a day, but I mean, a long day.
And so the Arcanus want you to find her. Is that what you're saying?
I know, right? First
That makes no
thing
sense.
they asked me to do, I know.
I mean, this lady goes and collects junk for a living. Why the hell would they want her?
I mean, maybe she found something important. I mean, maybe she found something magic, you know?
Well, okay.
I mean, I'm no detective, but I mean, that's the
honey.
only thing I can think of.
You're not a detective.
I know.
I'm sorry. That's all I could find out. And as far as you can, don't worry about the other 6 silver. Okay.
Thanks, and I'll throw you what I can from the tips I make over the next.
Don't worry about that. Just don't get yourself in something. Just learn when to walk away, would you? She picks up both your hands and looks at the scars on them. Learn when to walk away. She puts your hands in front of your eyes and she drops them down into your lap. Okay, get out of my room.
Yeah, fuck you too. I'm joking. Anyways, bye.
Goodbye.
And I take the other silver out of my pocket, think about giving it to her, and then I put it back in.
Okay, cool.
And I keep walking.
And so while that's going on upstairs, you guys are sitting downstairs, and Ryland's going, "Really? A baker? Interesting." And what did you say that you did, Joplin? You gave an answer, but it didn't. Well, you said something, but there wasn't an answer. And well, I know what you are. But what is it? And at that time, basically, that's when Phoenix comes down, because essentially Ryland's just down there busting your guys' balls, is what it was. So
I walk up and sit down next to Joplin, and I say, "Hey, remember when we got in a fight with a really big pirate and kicked our fucking asses?"
Yeah, I was worried that he remembered our names, but it turns out I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, you might have to worry about that.
What?
Well, it's not that he's going to remember our names. It's just that we might have a bit more to do with the Brotherhood.
Did your friend not come up with anything?
She did. So the Black Hand, I look around after saying it. I go, the messenger service. They don't. They don't have anything to do with this lady. They don't care, really. They're just not tangled up in it. But the people who are, we probably gathered as much, but it's the Azure Brotherhood, and they have been scouring the city for this lady.
So we've learned nothing.
Not nothing. We've confirmed what we thought we knew, which is that they have been looking for her too.
Interesting. Well, I guess that leaves us with one lead. How? Yes.
That little urchin.
Yeah.
Well, to tell you the truth, no offense, Phoenix, but I have just as much, I don't know, how should I say it, trust in the information we'll get from that urchin as we did from your lady.
Hey, listen. She put her fucking neck out for us.
Oh, I think you misunderstand. I'm not saying that she didn't do a good job. I'm just saying that I don't think she had the ability to find the information that we want.
No, but we did learn something very important. That even the Trade Winds organization cannot find this woman.
Is that what she said, Phoenix, that the trade wind was looking for her? I thought you said that they were
They
not.
don't know where she is either, am I right?
I don't know that they're really looking, but they don't know. As far as this guy knows.
They said the Brotherhood is after her.
The Azure Brotherhood is. They burnt down one of their warehouses and framed her for
Oh, well, that's information that's new. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I would dare say that whatever she has is quite important if such a large and powerful organization is looking for her. Might be interesting to just find her to find out what that is. And of course, to deliver the letter. I don't think that all of you have probably already ascertained that the sooner we can finish this test, the better.
And then it's another one. And if this is the first one.
Yes, I know. And we're doing a bang-up job so far.
Do you think we're meant to finish this? Rhyme says, still staring at the ceiling.
I hope so.
Maybe this is one of those humbling tests. Maybe it's so impossible that the test is to learn.
I wish that was the case,
Failing.
Brian.
I think
Yes, learn.
could it be?
Well, off to the fountain, then, I say. And actually, Ryland gets up. He gets his purse out. He takes one of those coppers out and he throws it onto the table where he was getting his tea. He sits. He looks at the copper for a second. He picks it up and he breaks it in half and he puts one half down and puts it in.
You cheap son of a.
Well, I mean, it's the copper pieces are minted that way, so you can actually break them and do them in quarters and halves. So
as Joplin says that, I sort of like turn my back to Rylan and face to Joplin, and I pull the silver out of my pocket and give him a little wink and put it back in my pocket.
As Rylan turns to leave, he stops for a second. He turns around and goes, "Well, since we understand what we're dealing with now, I have my own talents. I know Ari does as well. Is there anything else that, I mean, for God's sakes, men, get some daggers or something. I mean, you need to be able to defend yourselves if we're going to be dealing with possibly coming into an encounter with Azure Brotherhood pirates. I don't think rough language is going to work."
That big tough guy down at the dock, remember he said that thing about the ship with the bird on the sail? He might not have been fucking with me.
The bird on the sail. Yes.
What?
You mean the hawk?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Well, if this child doesn't pan out, then perhaps we could go down and find the ship with the hawk on the front of it.
Well, I spent a copper on that information, so if it pans out.
Yes. Yes. You will be compensated, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a quarter of a copper, I think. I'm not great with the math.
Very well. And well, that's yes. Yeah. If you have no weapons, then I guess we shall go, and our defense and livelihood will be up to me and Ari. And he turns and he walks out the front door.
I like pull my shillelagh out of my out from like the strap I keep it on, the leather strap on my at my side, and I just like check it, make sure it's still there, sort of mockingly, like, yeah, fuck you, asshole, and I tuck it back into the leather belt and I follow up.
And Joplin just does a quick, and he has a dagger in his hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it disappears again.
Ryland's
He
already
also has
left.
a sling. He also has a sling on him that someday I hope will be able to throw things like smoke bombs and.
Oh yeah. At some point we need to do that. So okay. So all right. There we go. So
you know what though, Ryland made a good point. Brian, you did a great job with your fist last time, but do you have anything you can do a little bit more?
Well, I thought this was just going to be a simple, courier, favor or test. If we really are, do you think we're going to? You need to fight anyone again? You think?
I mean, we're definitely looking at potentially tangling with pirates here.
Okay. Okay. I do have a few things I can go. Well, I need to go back home and get. But I mean, it's definitely better than using my hands. My hands aren't really meant for the whole,
These are baker's hands, man.
I mean, I'm pretty strong. I can knead them really hard, but that's about it.
Thank God Rylan is outside.
So yes, if I can meet you there, it's at the fountain with a broken fin. Is that right?
Hey, I'll go with you, Brian. I can.
You're actually the bakery's not that far from the Empress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh, weird. Never noticed that before. That street, my parents never told me to take a left. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Stop by.
Okay, so you go back to your house. What are you gonna grab?
Well, I saved up for this right here, and it's a full suit of chainmail. And
Okay.
From the back, amongst the rolling pins, 3 feet wide and 6 feet wide, whatever length. There's another length of wood that the cap kind of twists off into a spearhead, and it's it can do a little poking, but also I can roll with it if we need to make like a big pizza, like a 5-foot radius pizza. I can roll it out to this one. So, but
that is awesome.
I'm ready.
Okay. Are you going to put actually that tunic will fit over your chain because it is while it is a suit of chainmail, it is not the Western version of it. You have basically there's a coat underneath it. You pull the chain over the top of it, and it's much smaller links than say its Western counterparts. It's more of an Eastern style make. So basically, less cumbersome, less hot. So and it's not summertime right now anyway, so you guys are okay. So. And then you could just pull that the tunic of the Arcanus over the top of it if you so choose. Is everybody else going to wear their tunics or no?
No.
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 Then we can leave with some croissants, a small baggie.
Not fashionable enough.
Okay. What about Ari? Is she going to wear it? Rylan is. Rylan wears essentially very fashionable white clothing. He's got like a nice soft white leather boots, and he's got white breeches on, and like a white shirt, and then he's got the tunic over that, and then he's got like a white coat over the top of that. So he's like all white and what have you. So it kind of like goes with his outfit.
I would wear mine, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't feel the need to take it off yet.
Okay, cool. All right, so you guys make it to, like I said before, the throughout the city there are fountains all over the place. That's part of the network of water. So essentially, people will come to these fountains. They can draw water if they don't have running water in their homes. Okay, the broken fish fountain is it's in this neighborhood, so it's not that far away. But it's not the most upscale of neighborhoods because, like, there will also be people at the fountain, say, like, washing their feet. So, even though you get the water from here and it's fresh water, you still would boil this water. So, and as you get there, there's a number of different people. There's a couple of people just sitting on the lip of the fountain, and then there's every once in a while somebody will come up and they'll get a container full of water and take it with them. And you see Ulsa standing there, walking on balancing on the lip, and he seems to be telling some sort of story to another kid that's sitting there being his yes man, like, yeah, and then what'd you do, Ulsa? Yeah. So and let's see, does he notice you? Let's take a look. Let's see if my dear fellow notices you guys coming up. Uh-oh! He sure did notice you. As soon as you guys get into the area, he notices you right away, and he waves. Oh, there they are. There she is. Woohoo! And he hops down off of the fountain. He crosses his arms, waiting for you guys to walk up to him.
Hey, Elsa, how's it going, bud?
Hey, how's it going? How's it going with you, bud?
Pretty good, man.
Cool.
Pretty good.
Cool. And what's your name again there, darling?
You talking to me,
Yeah, he's talking to you.
darling?
That's what he said, yeah.
Oh, his name is Rylan.
No, his name is Rylan. No, not him.
Oh,
Her. Yeah, you can forego the silver.
You expect me to kiss you and you don't know my name?
I'm asking right now. What's your name, lady?
You don't remember what it was?
If I recall, you wouldn't tell me.
So far, this meeting's going just about as well as the rest of our meetings.
I think maybe we should slow down a minute there, little street urchin.
My name is Ulsa. Yeah, his name's Ulsa.
Also,
You're giving me an Ulsa, kid.
Also, yeah.
They both when you say that, they both look at each other like, what?
And I look at Joplin and go, Jinx.
Did you find anything useful? Anything we might be able to use?
Did you find any silver to pay me?
I'll tell you
I
what.
thought you wanted a kiss.
Well, yep, these lips are still unkissed. So,
Okay. You can tell us something. You have to be credible. I don't know whether or not you know.
All right. You drive a tough bargain, even though I don't know who your name is. But here you go. I'm going to tell you something. You sure are pretty. Yeah, that's a good one, Elsa. And his friend hits him in the arm.
They don't know fucking anything.
That's what I said yesterday.
Actually, you know what? I don't. But I know somebody who does. And we just have to wait a little bit longer. And when he says that to you, he stops and he looks around in between you guys. And he goes like this. And he goes, okay, nice doing business with you. Just wait right here. And they run off. Hold
Turn
on.
around.
Hold on.
Hate that kid.
Okay. So basically, at that point in time, Brian, you feel somebody messing with your pouch and looking on your belt and stuff.
Wait, who? Me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brian.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you.
I thought we
Wait,
were
what's everybody waiting for? Okay, so I do notice that. I spin around to see what's tugging at my belt.
And you see there, standing behind you, is a young girl. She's maybe anywhere from 10 to 12 years old, maybe. And she's got a tattered red cloak. It's actually pulled up at the moment, but you can see some dark locks that are coming out from underneath the hood. She's wearing kind of ratty clothes. They're actually they give an impression of poor clothing, but you notice that there's no holes or anything in them. And she's barefoot. And she just looks up at Brian with these great big saucer eyes, and she goes, "Oh, I was just looking to see if you had the silver." Na, 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 na. Do you have a purse on you, Brian?
I do.
I was trying to get this out, and she grabs a hold of it and starts tugging on it.
Stop. Don't steal from me. We're here to do business.
And I'm here to give you information. Hello, everyone. I am Rabia. And she
Phoenix Joplin, yeah.
She throws her hood back and she goes, I am an underboss. Now, you probably don't know what that is, and that's fine. But I'm the one that has your information.
We're here to talk to Ulsa. He says he
Agrida.
has information.
Ulsa doesn't know nothing unless I tell Ulsa what Ulsa knows. He works for me.
Oh, cool.
I'm an Ekatarian.
Next.
He's an Ekatarian too. He's just dumb. And so she goes over and she sits on the lip of the fountain. And she's like, "Well, money. I do believe the figure was 10 silver, but we can negotiate this to an extent. What all do you want to know?"
Well, I mean, in terms of negotiations, I mean,
Sure.
like we are capable individuals, and I show her the tattoo on my arm, the symbol of Ekitar, and I say, and we are loyal to Ekitar.
Why would you do that to yourself?
It's something you learn a lot more about when you grow older. Sometimes people are into body modification.
That's true. You know you're going to have that for the rest of your life, right?
And I show her, and I point to the scar on my face, and I say, I got a lot of things for life, sweetheart.
No, that's true. You do look like you fell down quite a few stairs. So,
Okay.
what do you want to know?
We're looking for...
First off, I know where she's at. So how...
you know where she's at.
Of course I do. And I know a lot more, too. You know, you guys shouldn't underestimate the Ekitars.
I
They
don't...
know lots of stuff. Nobody suspects kids. You should know that. You got a tattoo of us on your arm.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know they're kind of hard to convince, but I believe pretty much everything you guys say so far.
Okay. So as she's she pulls out a couple of red balls, 3 red balls, and she just starts juggling them. So, who's gonna kick me some silver?
I've got...
Oh,
I have to
crying
admit,
out loud. Here.
I didn't like Usla. but I
Ryland-
like this one.
Ryland walks up, opens his purse, and he takes out 10 silver and he gives it to her. There, you've been paid. I didn't realize that when I signed on with this, I would end up being the bank for 4 loaves. Anyway, and she goes, "Ooh, nice." And she like sticks it into to one of her pockets and goes, "Well, she's not in the city. She's in a fishing village up along the north coast. I could show you where she's at, or I could tell you the name of it. It's totally up to you."
I think, I mean, we'd appreciate the guidance, right?
And the name, just in case.
Yeah, Dunbart.
Dunbar?
Dunbart. You guys should fit in nicely. And she points at the Brythlands. So that would be Briam and Joplin. She points at you guys. Yeah, lots of your types live there. You know.
Oh, they sound nice.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean,
These will all speak the same language.
well, I'm speaking the same language as you guys are right now. You both speak Shanish just like I do.
Well, I'm not going too far out of the city, I suppose.
Or were you meaning secret language? Oh. She puts her balls away, of course. Well, she put it away when she got the silver. So, do you want to know why they're looking for her?
Well, okay. Guys, do we even know if is this, like, trustworthy knowledge or anything?
It's customary not to doubt somebody in front of their face, sir.
Oh,
She's right.
Yeah. See?
Phoenix, you
Listen
trust-
to this guy who fell down the stairs. He knows.
I really, really like this kid.
This is a good kid. I approve.
I am no kid. My name
Well,
is
I trust you, Phoenix,
Rabia.
and if you trust her, then all right.
Excellent. So you'll pay me then. All right? Now, this information is not quite as important as to knowing where your person's at. So I'm going to give you a discount, and the discount is only 2 silver pieces. 2 silver pieces, and I'll tell you why they're after her.
I pull the one that I got out, that I skimmed earlier, and I look around. Anybody else got, this is about all I got.
I
I'll
have
tell you what, Rabia,
Yes.
I'll flip you a silver coin. Call it in the air, and I'll flip a coin.
Head.
It comes down and it's tails. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. We'll try it again. Call it
No.
in the air, and I'll flip
How
a coin.
about this? She doesn't call it this time. She reaches into her pocket and goes, "We're going to use my coin." You call it. She flips it, catches it, puts it down. What do you want to call?
I'll trade you, and I'll show her a coin that's got 2 heads or 2 tails, whichever she prefers.
And she goes, "Oh, wow." And she picks one up, and she's got one just like it. Wow.
All of a sudden.
Okay, so it's 3 silver now.
I don't know. I thought you guys both did a good job there. I thought that was cool.
Fine. She can have 2 of my silver.
That's
Here's
it.
my one.
Okay, she takes it and goes, "Now you're being sensible." Well, okay, getting a little closer because I don't like to be loud telling you this because nobody really needs to know this kind of business. You know what I mean? So like this lady, Agrita, right? So the Azure Brotherhood hired her because she's, I guess, into like old stuff, you know? Like she knows like what old stuff means. And so like, I guess the Azure Brotherhood, they found something on Zeta. Can you believe that? On the island, up in the north, some kind of ruin or something like that, full of old, well, it's a ruin, so it's full of old stuff, right? So they got her, and she went up there with a bunch of these Azure Brotherhood guys to go and, well, find whatever you do with old stuff. And know what happened? Everybody died except her. And when she came back to town, she wouldn't talk to any of the Azure Brother guys, and she like ditched them, and she's gone into hiding. And Azure Brother guys, well, they're kind of upset, and you know, for one, bunch of their guys. So, and well, they want revenge, and whatever it was, what she was doing with the old stuff, and I know where that's at too. I've got a map.
She knows a lot of things.
Whoa, how much is the map going to cost us?
I'm an Ekitar for crying out loud. Well, tell you
I don't know
what.
what that means.
Yeah, you know what Ekitar means. You know it's you know him as simply because you've read stories about him. So to you, it's just a character.
Oh, absolutely. I know the story, but
yeah,
he's claiming to be him.
Well, they say to say you're an Ekitar is basically saying is like, I'm down with robbing from the rich and giving to the poor. It's like a lifestyle. You know, it's like saying I'm OG. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, take it to the man, and like there's gangs of kids that, you know, orphans and whatnot that are on the streets, and they all say they live by the code of Ekitar, and it's like, you know, basically, you know, honor among thieves, stick it to the man, that sort of thing, never give up your brothers, that sort of bull. So it's like they like all these kind of gangs like recognize each other, and sometimes they work together, and other times they might even rumble against each other, but it's like they have like this loose understanding of they all work amongst themselves, you know, and can help each other out, sort of thing. And they all believe in, you know, abiding by the image of what Ekitar was. And Ekitar was this great, big, huge character that existed in the city at one time. He was a thief. He was a kid thief that started a criminal organization of kids. So that's the story. That's what everybody knows. So, but so she says, well, okay, so I can give you a copy, but I can't give you the original. I got, you know, that's valuable. It's like old and shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But that, well, man, I don't know how much you want to spend.
How much do we have? I look at everybody.
Rylan
negotiate.
Rylan pipes up and he goes, "I will give you 50 silver.
Shit, man. What?
And if it
That's a lot of
turns
silver,
out
Rylan.
if it turns out to be authentic and valuable to us, I will give you another 50 with the promise of doing me a service in the future." And she puts her arms on her hands on her hips and goes, "Now, I like this guy. He knows what he's doing. Straight to the business and a point. You got it, man. All right, just give me like a couple hours. I'm going to go. I'm going to run. And hell with it. Fuck that." And she like reaches into her robes. "Here, take the original. The hell with that. Yeah, here you go." Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Take it.
Okay.
Cool.
And then Rylan goes into his purse and he rummages around and he goes, "Well, here, unfortunately, I'm just going to have to give you a gold." And he presses a gold piece into her hand. Now, that's a lot of money. I told you,
Rylan.
Rylan's rich as shit. And he goes,
Apparently so.
"Now, I will expect the service in the future to be rendered. If you do right by me, I think we could have a very profitable understanding and working relationship." And she goes, "Sure, what's your name?" And he says, "My name is Rylan Irison." Rylan, "Oh, you're that family. Woo! No wonder you're loaded, you creepy fuck. Okay, take it easy, guys." And she goes running off.
I thought she was supposed to be showing us.
Well, you guys can stop her before she runs away.
Hey, kid, wait.
She
You gonna
stops and she comes walking back. What?
are you gonna show us how to get to this place or what?
Oh, yeah. Shit. Well, I wanted to spend some of this. Sure. What the hell? Why not? You want me to take you to the Dumbart? Do you
Yeah.
want to go to it? Yeah, sure. Not a problem. So, all right. Just go ahead and meet me by the north gate, guys. And give me about 45 minutes. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. And then she just runs off.
Holy shit. What did I tell you? Dude, Ekitar, fuck yeah.
How do we know that any of this is real?
I don't know what to think.
Well, who did she give the map to?
Rylan, I think.
Oh, that's right. He paid for it. Durr.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hello, I'm just the dungeon master. I'm sorry, not the dungeon master. I'm the game master.
Yeah.
Old habits. And Rylan opens. He takes the map, and it's not. It's just like crumpled up and folded in on itself. And he shakes his head, and he starts gingerly like opening up and moving to the side. And he looks over at you, R, and he goes, "Would you like to look at it with me? It seems to be legit."
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
look at it.
And it's old paper. It is not the type of paper that is new or printed nowadays. Okay. This is, you can actually see the fibers, the plant fibers within the paper itself. And as he unfolds it, some of the dyes that were into it are kind of faded and what have you. And it shows that basically it is of a northern area of the island. And I don't have the map in front of me, but I'll just give you the gist of it. There is a very rugged, hilly area. There's no mountains on Zeta. Zeta's not big enough for that, but it does have some large hills. And there's a rough, hilly area with like cliffs and what have you in the north. And it shows essentially where there is like supposedly a fishing village along the coast, and it's called Zabit. But you've never heard of any place called Zabit before. And it shows a trail that goes off into the into the rocky hill areas on the map, and then it shows they're like temples or like shrine, like buildings that maybe are representing things along these lines. And there is, hold on a second, let me get the name for this because this is important. It is Tartus. And again, that doesn't ring a bell at all either, but it shows on the map that, that's a particular location or something like those lines. So, Rylan is looking at Ari and he goes, I think perhaps we should take a little time before departing. Maybe Phoenix and Brian and Joplin can go play with the girl for a while we go to do a little research.
Yeah.
I think
we only have 45 minutes.
I think we need a little more time. Perhaps, well, definitely before we go in anywhere and do anything. This is highly important. This is something I do believe the Arcanus would be highly interested in. If they don't already know about it. But if everything that's happening is happening because of this, I think the Arcanus would be interested.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, did you guys tell Rylan anything about? Would any of you have told him about the?
Nobody said anything about the guy crawling out of another dude.
The chest burster, like the John Hurt moment that we all had.
Yeah. Nope.
No, and I will not, because he's an asshole.
Yes, Rylan is an asshole.
Right. So I at this point not tell him, but like there might be Ari. You might want to address some other matters if you're going to be talking to people from the Arcanus.
Uh-oh. Somebody subscribe. I will follow. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
I'll get an update on my phone, and then when I do, I'll say thanks. Oh, wait, there it is right there. I've already missed 2 of them. I'm sorry whoever did it, and I didn't give you a shout-out. That's I'm a bad guy sometimes.
Yeah.
Salamps27, thank you for following. I appreciate it. That was very nice of you. Yay. Okay, and I'm sure I butchered that name. This is what I need, that's another reason I miss Adam, because he gets to butcher the names and take the heat, and I don't have to worry about him. Okay, so what are you guys going to do? I mean,
I would assume that, I would go with Rylan wherever, to some sort of library.
Do we all wish to go with the boys? Do we want to do that first? I guess, actually, now that I think about it, we should. Zenfuror, thank you for following. I appreciate. Yeah, he kind of goes, well, we should go because we need to deliver the letter. That is paramount. That's first. If she's in this village, we can deliver the letter and be done with that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I really like to complete something, motivator.
Yes. Well, that is our first test. And then when we go back with this other information to the Arcanus, we can present them with this and having delivered the letter.
How far is Dunbar? Do we know?
Dunbar going up the... I don't know. Let's find out. Just going to do on an air. It's only 3 hours out of town.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep.
And we're meeting her at the gate.
Yes.
Right? So we're... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she had to run off to go spend some of that silver that she just got real quick.
And it's still early, so, we could be back before before twilight. For sure. Unless we run into some more pirates, I guess.
Always a possibility.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So you guys go make it towards, head out to the north gate?
Yeah, and I at first I go over to Brian and be like, hey, we got a map. There's some temples. Man, we're on an adventure. Hey?
Just like in all them books you're reading.
Hey, maybe sometime you could show me a little bit about books or something.
Oh, sure. I mean, I don't know.
And you guys start heading
I
your
don't know
way.
I can show you. Just read them, and now you enjoy the story.
Right, read them. Yeah, that's I know how to do that. Anyway, so let's keep going.
So as you guys start heading towards the north gate, you realize that you're going to have to pick up your pace because you'll be hard bent to make it there in 45 minutes. To get to the north gate's probably going to take you over an hour getting through the city. So,
Damn, it's making me run now.
yeah. Well, she's now. If you can imagine, well, these kids, you know, and they know where all the little secret alleyways to go and all this different stuff. So they're through and everything's cool. So basically, you guys make it to the north gate, and she's sitting outside the north gate. She's peeling an orange, sitting on a rock underneath a tree, whistling to herself. She has on very nice clothes, a new red cloak, lightweight cloak, and she's got a pair of shoes on her. Well, nah, she wouldn't do that. She's 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 not wearing any shoes. What am I thinking? She's used to it. But she does have new clothes on, and when she sees you guys come out of the north gate, and there is traffic that comes in and out of this gate, and it's essentially from the farmlands and from the fisheries and all this different stuff, you know, whatnot. It comes in from the north. That's where all that stuff is. So you see some traffic coming through. It's not like a ton. It's not like when you're down in the dock areas or anything like that, where it's just bustling all the time, ships coming and going all the time. And when she sees you guys coming out, she goes, oh, finally. Oh my gosh. I was getting so bored. And she hops down off the rock and she goes, all right, let's go. And she just starts cruising down the road. Uh-oh. And so then you guys keep going. You start walking. Like I said, it takes roughly 3 hours to walk there. Okay? So it's afternoon, basically, because let's see, it was around 10. It's around 1 o'clock by the time you get there, we'll say. Okay?
Is this all like dirt roads, more or less? Like we're all just like, this isn't developed area. We're not traveling through villages, just kind of.
No, essentially what happens is when you leave out of the north gate, there's plenty of houses and different stuff after you leave the actual gate. There's plenty of people that live outside of the city, and then that thins out, and then as you continue down the road, you'll run into, basically you go past one inn, and then it's just open farmland and stuff. They're not really like centralized villages. You know, it's just, you know, there's a farmer over here, a farmer over there, that sort of stuff. There are other villages and towns even on Zeta. There's one on the east coast. There's this fishing village that you're going to. There's another village up north. So you guys start trucking along, going through. And Zeta itself it's mostly rocky, and there are different places where you know, the farming here basically is not really that great, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Think more of like the islands in the Mediterranean, so to speak. So they grow a lot of different vine types of fruit, you know, grapes, shit like that. There's olive orchards and things along those lines. There's not a lot of stuff grown in the ground itself, so to speak. There's, you know, they do have like some farming that's done with compost and shit like that, but 6 of 1 doesn't really matter. So as you guys go along the road, basically Rabia is a chatterbox, so she'll talk to anybody who will talk to her about stuff. She'll tell stories, she'll like play games, she's going to show Joplin her coins, and she'll actually if Joplin will talk to her about it, she'll tell him her cons.
I'll
that
soft share.
that her and the
Yeah.
Ekatari do and whatnot. So nice
And
day.
I'll play the flute for her as we walk too.
Oh, she'll love
And I'll
that.
pull it out of my jacket and just play it as
Yeah.
we walk, more or less passively as we go down the trail.
Gotcha. After about a half hour worth of walking, Ryland starts grumbling under his breath because he's having to walk. And why he didn't think of just getting a horse. He was, you can actually hear him, like belittling himself a couple of times because of that. Eventually, then you come and the Dumbart, the fishing village, starts to come into view, and there's some small vessels. This like a small they're pulled up onto the shore. There's a couple of like little docks that go out, but it's not like there's not like a dock, or a wharf area. And just from as you're starting to get closer, you can tell that there's maybe roughly 150 maybe people that live here. And you can definitely tell by the architecture and even some of the design on the boats. It has a heavy Brythland influence on who's ever here. And so that it definitely Joplin notices that for sure. Briam, you notice it not out of firsthand knowledge, but out of because a lot of the books that you read were given to you by your parents and whatnot, which were brought over by relatives from Brythland and stuff like that. So, and basically, as you're starting to make your way down towards the village, I want all of you to give me notice rolls.
Oh, I am playing the flute.
Yes, you are. Okay, Brian, Ari, excellent. Joplin for sure. Okay, because you guys,
Nice.
you guys are taking it in, and you're like, this looks pretty good. And then, like all three of you kind of like almost at the same time. Joplin starts pointing first, and then the other two chime in and go, hey, is that a blue sail?
And at the same time, I go, hey, is that a bluebird?
And you see coming around a bend on the island, there is a ship with a blue sail. Now, who would have ships with blue sails?
Would you describe it as an azure?
I would. So, and
I get it.
yeah, just now, bling, the light goes off. Aha! Excellent. And with that having been said, we are actually going to draw to a close this very first official episode of Tales of a Savage Land. I hope everybody who tuned in enjoyed it. We had a good time. Sorry for the little bit of technical difficulties with getting the video set up at the beginning there and stumbling over myself with trying to do two things at once. I'm not good at that. But, it happens. No big deal. So, with that having been said, we're going to go through and allow all these wonderful cast members to tell you again who they are and where you can find them on the social medias if you so choose. And why don't we go ahead and start with Grace?
Well, I'm Grace, and you can find me on pretty much any social media under the username FFS Grace, assuming you can say it correctly. But yeah, that's me.
That always makes me think of like a naval ship. And hear me out, because
SS.
Yeah, it's like the SS or the HMS. It's the FF Grace.
No, it's not a ship name.
No, but it'd be cool if it was. There should be.
Maybe one day.
There you go. All right. Okay, Uncle Tony, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I'm Tony, or Uncle Tony, Stupid Tony on Twitter, Tony Lasagna on Xbox. That's my favorite one, Tony Lasagna.
I like that. That's pretty good.
Good one.
Excellent. Okay, Jonathan. Uh-oh.
Hello, I'm Jonathan. I play Brian Longshelf. Courageous and always spontaneous. Magic. No, he's just some guy.
Nope.
For the time being, you can find me here. This is where I've dedicated for the time being here with the studios. So
Cool. All right, and last but not least, we have the ever famous Dylan.
Oh, hello. I'm Dylan. You can find me on most social media, Dylan Trahan. You can also find me in the phone book, Dylan Trahan.
They still have those up there, huh?
Yeah, you're in Canada. Us Canadians like our yellow pages.
That's good stuff.
And on Twitch here, it's on the screen, but Villain Trahan, because why not? Let's mix it up.
Yeah, exactly. And I am Will DM, and that's my moniker. But I guess for this game, I should be Will GM. But you can find me here on the Wicked Studios LLC Twitch channel. I run a Greyhawk game every Tuesdays called Return to the Bandit Kingdoms, and that is at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I also play in Ravana, which is also right here on the Wicked Studios Twitch channel. That is on Fridays at 8 Eastern Time. And every once in a while when I actually get around to recording it, and I did record an episode of The Roll Down, and then I didn't post it because I thought it was crap.
The Roll Down?
Yes, it's my DM advice game master.
I just thought it was called a down roll.
It is the down roll. I always do that. It's my own damn show. Well, I've only got like 4 episodes into it, so I guess there you go. That's why I don't.
Now the down rolls get like so many views because
yeah, I know, right? It's like I'm plugging the wrong damn thing. So yeah, but I do that from time to time. Those can be found over on the YouTube channel. Everything can be found on the YouTube channel at Mr. Atom PL. I hope I did that right, Adam. You can find the past episodes of Return to the Bandit Kingdoms, Ravana, and all of the episodes of Tales of a Savage Land will be up there as well. So this episode will eventually make its way up there, and you'll be able to see it there. So until next Wednesday, I will bid everybody adieu. So bye-bye. Thanks for watching, and peace out.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
I guess I should get the ending credits up, huh? How about that? All right, bye.